Bundy said on camera, we have a client list.
On the White House lawn.
I've seen the client list.
Yes.
And then yesterday, she's saying there's no client list.
There's no client list. And there was no systematic blackmail. That actually might be the most preposterous line in the document.
The whole thing that this tape shows he didn't kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
Yeah, I agree, because the lie is more it's not, the lie at this point is not even part of trying to convince any of this is true.
Yes.
The lie is a signal to everybody else involved in the scheme that to the ultimate ends, the United States government will go to protect all of you.
Yes.
And that's the for
Man,
what
is that smart.
purpose?
Can you say that again? Okay,
Yes.
So it's a signal.
The lie is not for you and me. The lie is for those implicated to say, no matter what, we will protect you. And then we have to start asking the question, why? As in, what is the purpose?
It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean, that's me, Jay Black.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the Worst Records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Marcus Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Every day.
My son wears
Tight shirts.
tight shirts.
Tight shirts.
Tight shirts.
Tight shirts.
Tight shirts.
Michael Sean and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P. Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah, y'all. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got the whole crew. Jay Black is in the building. Dr. Aaron Smith, a.k.a. Fearless, is in the building. What's really good? Yeah. It is a thankful Thursday. Thankful Thursday. Jay Black can hit all the comments, all the good mornings. All good morning, Shelly, Coco. What's really good? Asha Boo. Good morning. Blessings, beautiful people. Thankful Thursdays. What are you thankful for? Grateful for? I'm so grateful for the real man. Damn it. Hold up. Wait. I'm so grateful for the real presence of the Lord in my life. Amen. 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 He allows me to live in my life with love, honesty, trust, peace, joy, and compassion for others. This is truly a blessed life. Go ahead, Asha.
All right.
Go ahead, Asha.
That's how you wake up in the morning.
And you got body for days. Why I say that? Why? Wait. Whoa. Hey. Slow down, Mike. Oh, down. Hey, you can't take that.
Is it the body?
Got body for body.
The body of Christ. That's what he says.
Yeah, the body of Christ. Body. Somebody say body. I'm grateful to see another day. I'm grateful for my family and for the opportunity to make a difference. Miss Parker. Miss Parker, you know I'm gonna be in comedy in Harlem next Thursday. Oh, me, Taylor Jonesy, Sean Harvey is gonna be popping. President, thank you for my wonderful life. Go ahead, Miss Clark. Go ahead. In a relationship, Clark. Y'all, you still in a relationship because you haven't given us any updates on the relationship. You haven't given us any updates.
That's the downside when someone go ahead and let you know when they in love. When stuff get rocky, they get quiet. They get real quiet.
Because love. Oh, what's really going on?
Afro Queen.
Afro Queen.
What up?
What up,
LaShawn?
Mama? LaShawn, what up, there, girly girl? Good morning. That's right. It's Thankful Thursdays. Let people know what you're thankful for. I'm gonna let y'all get away this week with Thankful Thursdays, saying your family, because obviously family is a must. That is something you should be thankful for.
They should have to give up something else. Family, we already know family is there.
We know family, we know kids, but that is something I pray for every night, and I thank God for every morning. So I get it. KT says, good morning. Thank you for resilience. My job, who is accommodating to needs of my son and for everything I've been brought through. Yes. Amen, girl. Amen. Amen.
Got a nickname for a KT, so you don't mess up her name no more.
Kirsten. I'm tired of destroying her name. LaShawn, good morning. Good morning, LaShawn. What's going on? The doctor is in. Good morning, sir. Yes, they just call her straight the doctor now. Body for days. I saw it in person. I ain't playing with you. Somebody say body. Yeah, you know the joke, LaShawn. Somebody say body. Yeah, exactly. Monica Casey. Oh, what up? High school. Monica's lurking. You better watch yourself. Watch your step, Monica.
Oh, she put a montage of her pictures up. Okay.
Yeah, watch your make it a ride by. Ms. Clark said, I am! Exclamation point. I'm wondering if there's gonna be a problem her hanging out with the guys, these many guys every morning. I'm wondering if that's gonna cause a stir.
You know, relationship starts off okay in the beginning because they hilarious. You, bro. You bad, you good. After a while, like, yeah, you really so you really with the every morning? Like, oh wow, and you going to events and comedy?
Every morning. Good morning, King. Thank you.
You was laughing kind of loud. You was laughing kind of loud this morning.
You said what he said wasn't even that funny. Like,
the laughing ain't the problem. The problem is when people start giggling. Giggling is powerful. When a person giggles, when they tickle you, when a person literally, you ever see a person just giggle and be like, yo, what the fuck? You got giggle. Giggle.
They can't stop.
What?
Crazy.
Uncontrollably.
So when a person just drives and says, yo, he said, and giggles, and it ain't even happening. This is all in memory. You just memorize what happened. This is your thought. Your thought. I'm telling you, giggle is powerful stuff. Who else we got?
Come on, who's Mike?
Yeah, who's Mike?
Who's Mike? What's going on?
Dr. Aaron.
No, you said I heard you say Mike is crazy. I heard you say Mike is crazy this morning. Who's Mike? Mike is crazy.
Yeah, Mike is crazy. Who's Mike? Who's Mike? How was your night last night, Doctor?
Michael Shaw.
How was that? How'd everything go? Did you took your son to where he had to go yesterday? Everything was good.
I didn't.
He said he didn't.
What?
I actually waited. I did the show around the corner. I got there, and the regular. I ended up not taking them. So hopefully I get to take them today. Because it's a really good program, Boathouse rowing and all that. So hopefully it all works out. But yeah. I was, I protected my peace, kept it moving,
Wait, at this point. Wait, I'm confused. So you're attempting to drop your kid off somewhere, and every day, even though you know that they're not going.
When I got there, no, I've been taking them first couple days. Everything went fine. Came yesterday. Apparently, the mom was out of town, so the grandmother had them and had dropped them off, and he was tired and he wasn't coming outside and all this stuff, whatever. Long story short, the time to get there had passed, and the grandmother had came to try to, encourage him. And I gotta be honest, at a certain point, I'm not on that. If you have to do, we encourage you. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I got a whole different way of dealing with things. So I'm either going to crash out or leave. They want to, coddle and encourage. If that works, that's fine. But now we're taking a different path than I even want to take. So now I'm like, if y'all encourage him and y'all want to drive him, then that's great. But this Negro is 13. We're not encouraging nobody 13 years old. Like, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. So I think he's gonna go today, because they asked me that my daughter was like, well, will you take him tomorrow? I said, yeah, tomorrow's a new day, but there are consequences to decisions and you got to learn lessons. So, you got somebody waiting for 30 minutes, he's gonna leave. That's the way the real world works. And if you're a black man, the cops ain't gonna give you 5 minutes. They're gonna choke you, kill you, arrest you. Ain't nobody working with you. So I'm trying to prepare you for the real world. I ain't about how I feel about it. I gotta get you ready.
Well, we thankful that we got the doctor the other day. He didn't crash out. So.
But yeah. So what? So nobody woke him up.
Yeah. Because, I'm thankful I'm here this morning with my piece.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna add you to my prayer list. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
But at this age, Mike, it's not as tough because they're teenagers. Like when they were little,
Right.
this stuff would mess with me. I'd be like, Dad, you 8 years old. He needed. At this point, bro, you know you're supposed to go to camp. You didn't go to camp. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. Like we've talked a million times about the importance of being on time and being on point, and not letting people down and being responsible. You know. So at this point, it's like, you know. I mean, my dad told me. My dad was like, "Yo, if you get locked up, I'm not coming."
Right.
And I looked at him like, Dad. And he looked at me like, dude, I've been here. I'm in your life. You live in the suburbs. If you find your way into a prison, then that's on you. Like, it ain't them. I think my sister was in Yale at the time. They looking at me like, nigga, that's your fault. You did wrong. And I remember thinking, if I do go, it's gonna be just me. I'm not getting visitation. I'll see you when you get home. And I didn't go.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you handled it the way you handled it, because it's just a moment, and we can turn a moment into something that turns into lingering situations. I had to learn that this is just a moment, and you have to let this moment, and you got to let that moment go, and then proceed. Yeah, because everything passes. This what we just talked about is going to pass. The emotions are going to pass. That's the thing. It took 40 something years for me to figure out emotions are going to pass. And when they pass, you have to deal with the consequences on how you acted on the emotions. And honestly, people will listen, but they truly don't give a fuck. They will listen. They will give you an ear. But at the end of the day, your actions are your actions. That's just what it is. That is the blatant, that is the hard truth of it. I acted like this. Nobody cares about this, especially for a man. Nobody cares about what triggered or what your best intentions may have been. What your best intentions may have been. Nobody's worried about that. 20 years later, nobody's worried about that. Nobody's worried about hey, did y'all happen to know the day I said this and this and that, this and this and that? They'll go like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, because consequences are the consequences. So I'm glad.
I was going to say, my screensaver says, nobody cares, work harder.
Yeah. That's what and the truth of the matter
is every day I see that. Nobody cares.
There are people in your life that care. It's just your reaction. It's a lonely feeling because you deal with the repercussions of your reactions. What you deal with is by yourself. Every individual, you will deal with your circumstances at the end of the day by yourself. People can help. People can give you encouraging words. People can give you advice. You're the one who absorbs it. You take it. So I'm super glad. Like, I mean this in all sincerity. I'm super glad you were like, he knows. This is what it is.
Oh, wait, hold on. I did a U-turn. I just said, okay.
And when I played a clip yesterday from this guy talking about relationships, and he made a good point. He said, I've been in this marriage for 24 years. And guess what? If for 24 years, if you think I've been filled with love for 24 years. No, she's going to fail you, just like I'm going to fail her. She's going to make decisions that didn't work out. And there's going to be a miscommunication, and it's going to be how we deal with it. Oh yeah, the person who loves you the most has failed you before. There's no person on this planet that hasn't failed you. In your mind, they failed you. So congratulations, dog. Congratulations. I'm grateful. Yes, I'm thankful that you handled it.
Oh yeah. It's a new day. It's a new day.
Emotional intelligence.
AARP card. You can't have an AARP card and crash out. They don't go together. AARP and crashing out, they don't mix.
He said, welcome to the AARP card.
If you are over 40, I'm writing this down. That was great. If you are over 40, I put a new age, not 50. If you are over 40, I better not ever hear you use the term crashing out. Okay, crashing out. Yeah.
No, you can say crashing out over 40.
No, do the action. Saying it as a term is one thing.
Okay, all right.
Actually crashing out. We have no time over 40 to be crashing out.
We still human. When you hit 45, 50, you still human. You still got emotions.
Oh, thank you, Asha. You got emotions, but you better know if you ain't got it if you haven't learned how to deal with these emotions by the time you're 50, well, I don't know what to tell you. Expectations breed disappointment.
Facts. Stop putting expectations on people. Facts.
I don't mind putting expectations on people. Just understand when they don't meet your expectations, it doesn't give you the right to then wild out. Because remember, those are your expectations you put. If somebody meets the expectations, that's gravy. But if they don't, remember, you form the expectations. So if somebody doesn't meet, who meets? I don't meet my own expectations. I give myself every day. So how am I being? So after we do all this rational talking, let me take the rationality out of my brain. Jay, what the fuck happened yesterday? What happened? Where was you yesterday? How you leave me in the deep end? How you leave me in the ocean to drown? Good morning, Tony. I'm sorry to call you back, me and Monty. Me and Monty we're trying to figure this stuff out.
No segue.
Dog. My body. See, sometimes in life, Mike, you got to trust your body. We were just talking about expectations. My body said, "Negro, you doing too much. You need to sleep. You need rest." And my body wouldn't let me do nothing but rest. So it did what it did. So I was out. Lady Q tried to get me up. I was out. I was out. I didn't even know y'all had troubles. I didn't know.
No, we didn't have no troubles. I just had to do the Doc had to go. He had to leave. And then I had to, and I'm cool. Once I get used to doing the show by myself, I'm comfortable. But then when I just start doing it by myself, I'm like, damn, now I gotta carry this whole thing. Then when y'all come back and intrude on my great show, I gotta adjust and reprogram. Actually, y'all bastards being here. I just got it to the flow.
Here they go cutting me off again.
Here they go.
Here they go going into
I got a vision. Now I got a vision that I don't have to share with nobody.
No,
I had a crazy flashback, Mike, the other day. It was like one of the best times I was thinking about on the radio. It was between Evolutions and Babylon when they were both popping, that period to Bash. And I was like, yo, I said, I don't know what your relationship is with your daughter's mom. We were all in the club. It was like magic back then. Remember when we knew half the people in the club? There was like a time where Evolutions was like, Evolutions was like a social club. It wasn't like a nightclub.
And it was packed.
We were all like, hey. But I remember that's when I met your daughter's mom. Like they had a crew. Everybody had crews that was in. I just laughed to myself like, yo, we partied like it was like a house party every week. Evolutions
every Tuesday.
That might be my favorite club.
Let me tell you a quick story. Then we're gonna get back into the Jay Black's night. I made promoters rich. Let's be clear. I made promoters rich. So don't F with your. I made promoters rich. But Adrenaline was closing, right? Adrenaline wasn't closing, but the promoter had issues with Adrenaline. So he went down the street and he got in tune with Evolutions. Evolutions closed at 3:30. Adrenaline closed at 2:00. Evolutions really closed at 4:00, but we'll say 3:30. By the time everything cleared out, it was 4:00 in the morning. On the air, I would lead a parade of people walking from Adrenaline to Evolutions. They would literally follow us from Adrenaline. People would either follow us, they would either not change their parking spot, even though we could change, and we would take them to Evolutions. And on a live broadcast, I would say, you know where we on our way to. And I would literally, me, Jay Black, Fearless, Big James might have been out back then. He might have been rocking with us. We had the crew. Shout out to Rest in Peace, Sugar Bear, Big Rob, Ryan Banks, Miss Jersey would pop up, Sexy Mo. Can't forget Sexy Mo. And we
Ryan Banks, Miss Jersey. We
would literally take a pilgrimage.
Jay Black. Okay.
Hey, white, Jay Black. Dog. We would take a pilgrimage to take the hedonism to Evolution. I'm just telling you, that was ridiculous. Good morning, Mike and Jay Black. What up?
Evolution.
Yo, to the window, to
Evolution.
The Jay Black. So how was your night after all that? How was after your body? Real quick before you continue on that. When your body crashes like that, Jay Black, I'm gonna say this simply because you're my friend and I don't know what you're doing health-wise. When your body shuts down like that, you probably haven't been taking care of your body, and your body is turning off. And it's like when your car just turns off, and you go like, "There's something wrong." Like you might want to start taking some vitamins, and you might want to take a nice little walk.
With the vitamins, you ain't taking that vitamins. I told you to take them. You don't listen to me.
I'm telling you, I have a vitamin that I take every
my
morning.
eyebrows went up too. I was like, y'all not taking vitamins? I thought everybody was taking vitamins, like you said. Like that's like crashing out after 40. We all gotta take vitamins.
Like I'm about to go get this magnesium.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, the stuff we eat. That's why I'm a little more particular what I eat. The stuff we eat and what we do on not tuning our body up. I'm telling you, just take a walk.
Health is wealth. Health is wealth, people. Yeah, take a walk, get active, do stuff. I get it. 100%. Get your look into your vitamins, talk to your doctor.
We were talking about
what were you saying, Doc?
No, I said we were talking about casino night yesterday. I said yesterday we were talking about casino night. I said this dude rolling dice every day with his health. No, no vitamins. No, yeah, that's the gambling right there. My gosh, I'm nervous about. I know that I work out and everything, but at this age, like you said, I can't play. If I don't take things a couple days, I feel it right away.
We need a health doctor to come on and explain what are a couple generic vitamins that's highly suggested. And then we'll see. Like I need to hear from somebody official. I didn't know vitamins was like a mandatory thing.
Not only a vitamin, but taking not only a vitamin, but taking a 15-minute walk, like going to work and coming back and crashing out, which is taking a walk and being active and just doing stretches, just stretching your body out. Because I see these people walk into my job at like 60, and I see the fragile way that they walk in. And let me tell you something. I said, I'm fighting that.
Walk, that humpback that leaned over, that barely getting it through that door walk.
Like every once in a while, when I'm doing my walk, I just do a sprint. I want to know, can I still sprint? Everybody claims they can run. Can you sprint? Like, how far can you sprint? Like, how far can you run?
I can beat you in the sprint.
I'll bet you your paycheck you can't beat
I still got it.
I bet you your paycheck.
My mind is telling me. I know
I
still got it. Still got it.
I will put an entire paycheck up.
And we'll record it and put it on.
We'll record it and I will post it and repost it 6,000.
The listeners go to the track, right, Mike? Didn't you say one of the listeners go for the walk? They walk together, right? We need to go to the track there. You said Mount Laurel. We need to go to the park.
I had to take a 22 euros money at my job. I had to take some.
Oh,
bread.
damn.
I had to take some bread.
Can y'all still skip? Skipping ain't nothing, LaShawn. We're skipping. You don't
Dude, I'm playing basketball with 23-year-olds full court. What are you talking about? A skip? What do you mean?
Light work. That's light.
What do you mean? Yeah, I'm prepping for 5K next month. That is dope, Afro.
That's dope. Yeah.
And I hate running, but I do it for my.
You got that.
Your lungs will thank you later. As I vape. Let's go. Your lungs will thank you later.
As I vape, this lungs will thank you.
He said your lungs will thank you later. Oh man.
All right. Peppering. All right. So let me get to what do we want to start with? I played the opening clip. Some people can't skip. Well, skipping is weird because guys don't skip.
No.
Unless you're doing a basketball drill. Guys don't skip. Like we don't I don't know why. I don't know who decided that skipping was sus. I don't know. I don't know who decided it. I don't know. A guy can skip to the age of 5. After 5, you can't skip anymore. Like,
can't skip unless it's a challenge.
I don't even know how to skip. I forgot the rhythm of skipping. I don't even know. Sometimes I'll skip a chore. Morning, Mike J. What up, Nikki White Chocolate? What's good? Sure can't, LaShawn. Afro Queen. Good luck. Yeah, good luck with all. Good luck with all that.
Healthy.
Let's get to the stupidity of Donald Trump real quick. Let me tell you the hilarious thing. The hilarious thing is watching a racist say something that they don't get is racist, and they say it with confidence because they don't believe what they're saying is offensive in any way. They don't believe what they just said is offensive in any way. Not only that, they repeat it. They ask a racist question and they repeat it. It's like when white people don't know that when they ask black people, does your hair get wet in the pool? That old one. That does your hair get wet? No, it doesn't. It does. It asks another word. Donald Trump was sitting with the leader of Libya, gave him a compliment. And
Liberia.
He thought Liberia, I'm sorry. Liberia. He gave him what he thought was the compliment of life. He thought what he just said was the compliment of fucking life, people. I just want you to hear the compliment he gave another leader of a country. I just want to hear, just let y'all watch it.
In a meeting with the president of Liberia.
Thank you. It's such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
All very interesting. I mean, Donald Trump was so impressed by the Liberian president's English. I guess nobody told him that the official language of Liberia is, in fact, English. But that is what you get when our nation's diplomat-in-chief has no idea what he's doing.
People. It's so good. I need it again. Because I don't think y'all get this guy just complimented another man's English.
Here he was today in a meeting with the president of Liberia.
Thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
All very interesting. I mean, Donald Trump was so impressed by the Liberian president's English. I guess nobody told him that the official language of Liberia is, in fact, English. But
I just, dog, I don't know what to say. I don't know if y'all understand how crazy that is. The stupidity, the level of stupidity that you have to have to tell another foreign leader whose official language is English. Where do we get to complimenting somebody's English? Like,
Afro Queen said the same thing as you speak so well.
You speak so well. So was it the racist aspect of him not knowing that black people is educated? Was it him just not thinking they spoke the language? Like, where do you really think that was? Like, when y'all really listened to that, what was it really?
It's all of that. It's a mix of that. Chris Rock said it best. Chris Rock was like, "What voice did you expect to come out of his mouth?" I'm go Prez Odin. Like, what did you expect him to say that made you so shocked that he spoke English? The other aspect, though, I think is important to note. White people have no idea how widespread and pervasive their colonial actions throughout the planet have been. They don't realize how they've disrupted, upended, uprooted, and erased whole peoples and their cultures throughout the world. They don't know how Britain has been a virus of colonizing and erasure and genocide and taking over other people's languages and religions. They don't even know the mess they've made and the damage they've caused. So they don't even realize, oh, you talk like me. You don't even know he does it because you don't know why. You don't know the story of that nation. You don't know how your people came to that nation and erased their language and way of life and took their natural resources to this day. So when they're walking around talking about reverse racism and whites are being discriminated against and we need to help whites in South Africa, you don't even know what white people have done in Africa. And it's like, it's really problematic historically that a president wouldn't even recognize something as basic as, yes, you were there too, and you forced them to speak your language as well.
It's unbelievable. Financial Rebel.
It's Thursday time to get your finances together with the Finance Rebel. Let's go.
Ain't no stopping us. Good morning.
He's in the building. Kamar's in the building. Financial Rebel.
Good morning.
Hey, Kamar, I just want to tell you. I just want to tell you, since you've been on the show, I've been stunned on your English. Your English has been amazing. Your command.
Where'd you learn to speak that English?
Where did you learn how to speak?
Now, you know what I thought about, because I've seen that clip like a million times, right? Your children are so clean. Straight from the color purple.
Oh, your children are so clean.
That's what I think about every time I see that. And it's like, oh, God. But I mean, what do you expect from a white supremacist? The chief white supremacist.
But I do not want another show to go without me saying your command of the English language has stunned me from the moment this square came up and we introduced you as the Financial Rebel. And I want to tell you, I don't know if that was from your church upbringing. I don't know if you where were you educated?
That Martin Luther King high school education. That's what that was. That MLK. That's what that was.
Wait a minute. I saw this. This is a mistake. I did not go to MLK, sir.
Oh, I keep thinking it.
I went to Franklin Emerson, the almighty FLC, sir.
That's right. That's right.
Proud of that.
Lewis, middle
Proud
school.
of that.
That's the Ada Lewis Middle School. It
Yes,
started in middle
yes,
school.
yes.
So that's the Ada Lewis Middle School. That's what that is.
Yes.
All right.
Kamari,
Lewis.
I would like to say once again, your command of the English language and the elegance on how you just expressed your discomfort with Jay Black's comment was actually, that was stellar. That was something I can't. Where did you learn how to combat a lie that Jay Black tried to promote?
I will say this, though, man. The Liberian president, I felt, was so proper and demure. It was actually a bit of a turnoff. But I get it. He didn't know what else to do.
You said it was a turnoff?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciated the Ukraine president meeting with Trump and put him in his place. But that's a whole other thing.
I mean, you know what? I guess it gets to the point where I've never had to sit with a president, right? I've never had to come from a country and go to the empire called America and actually have to sit in the fortress called the White House. So, but I understand what you're saying, Kamar. I totally understand what you're saying. So I don't.
And I get that part too, Mike. I do. I get that part too.
And I don't know what the repercussions for a country could be if you basically called him dumb without saying he was dumb. I don't know what the repercussions with this maniac would be if I said, well, obviously, if our official language is English, why wouldn't I know? I don't know what the repercussions of that would be embarrassing.
He could have said, your English is so good too. I mean, something.
I have no.
I was surprised. I was surprised at your English. Yeah,
I was surprised at your English. Yeah, you're pretty good.
They call him Evole. That's the name for that. They call him Evole. When the people would leave their African culture and try to learn all the French and English all proper and change the way they dress to be more, Americanized, they had a name for that. Back when one of the leaders, Mobutu, was backstabbed by his best friend. The guy named Mobutu back when they would call him Evole. So the sellouts, the people who wanted to be all French and English and all that, they had a name for that. So I can understand how. And we do it too. When we see the Candace Owens and the people trying to talk all proper and hello, Donald Trump, and this is we feel a certain type of way because there's a difference between being articulate and being a sellout. And a lot of times people try to say, oh, they just said I sound white because I read and I sound smart. And I always say, nobody ever said that about Malcolm. Was Malcolm not eloquent? Nobody ever said Martin Luther King sounded white. Was he not eloquent? They don't say that because you read and sound eloquent. They say that because you sound white. I had to burst somebody's bubble because somebody's been escaping the last 10 years acting like, oh, I just read. So I don't know why they think I sound white. No, because you sound white.
Wow.
All right.
That's interesting. Yeah, no one ever said that about Malcolm Martin. You're right.
Oh, damn.
And Martin Luther King went to Morehouse when he was like 15 years old. He was a child prodigy. He went to Morehouse early, so he was smart as hell. But nobody ever said he sounded white.
Well, that's a whole topic. I don't know if I want to go down this rabbit hole. I don't know if I don't want to jump down this.
No, I just get frustrated because I think that I'm halfway academic, and I hate to hear my black people say I sound white just because I'm smart, and that's not the reason. They say you sound white because you sound white. There's a whole lot of us that are smart, and nobody ever says we sound white. So I'm on the other side busting back at the nonsense because every time I hear that, I get so mad because they're like, if you read a book, they think you sound white. No, because it's what you sound. Like it's your cadence, it's your intonation, it's the nuance, it's the inflection. It's you sounding like a European. If you were on the phone, I would have thought that you had white skin.
Okay, so what about
lack of seasoning in your speech? Like it's.
Okay, so what about the people who are considered sellouts but are not sellouts, and we judge them because they speak what is quote unquote proper English? Because we do judge people.
Yeah, Booker T. Washington phenomenon. Yeah, Booker T. Washington.
Yeah,
Booker T. went through that. Booker T. Washington, didn't do it the popular way. So people thought he wasn't helping, but behind the scenes, he was funding a lot of, different efforts and organizations and building institutions like Tuskegee. So no, you can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes the people that look like they're not with us are actually for us. And sometimes the other way around. Sometimes these speech-giving Afro agents of COINTELPRO put on a leather jacket, grab a shotgun. Meanwhile, they working for J. Edgar Hoover and they setting black people up to get killed back in the 60s. So you're absolutely right, Mike. Sometimes, I'm not saying that you should go by that. It's not a good guide.
Because I do know a woman, and I don't ever mention this woman. I ain't got no. I mean, do I have beef? I don't know if I have beef. But I work with a lady named Dee Dee. Didi in the Morning at K104. And the reason why she didn't get jobs, she was told by Kathy Hughes, allegedly, that she sounded white. Now, she was the furthest thing. She was the furthest thing from being white. I may have my issues with Didi, but she was the furthest thing from being white. She was the furthest thing, and she was told because if you listen to Didi, she's got hood tendencies, but has a vernacular of a anchor person. That's just how she grew up. She has the vernacular of an anchor person. So she can go. You would think when you hear her talk that she's never said any Ebonic term ever, but she has, and she was labeled basically. If it wasn't for Doug Banks putting her on, and now she's successful. She's been put in the Radio Hall of Fame and all that good stuff, and but she was told she sounded white by Radio 1. So, but I get what you're saying.
Right, to Doc's point, right? It's not always just the words that's being used; it's how they're saying it. But it happens on both sides.
And honestly, I know what Doc is saying, because when I have conversations with people from the other race, and we have a conversation, and I realize what we're talking about and how we had this. I know they want to say, "I didn't know you could talk like that." I know they want to say that.
You speak so well.
I know they want to say you speak so well.
So it's a matter of code switching versus. So I guess there's so many different directions, because sometimes people code switch, Mike, just to have that tone.
I mean, we all code switch to a certain level of tone because we all have been oppressed. We all have been attacked. But I think it's when you go over the top. I'll say this. Lena Waithe, I'm a big fan of Lena Waithe, the producer of The Chi. She intentionally speaks slang to all her white producers. And she says, you're going to get the slang. Because she feels she doesn't have to change over just to be appeased. Or excuse me, not appeased, wrong word. To be approved of by these folks. Her talent speaks for that. It'll be great if more of us could think that way.
But it also is going to hurt future gigs. But I guess if you ain't worried about not getting them gigs.
But Mike,
CBS, NBCs, when they call, they're not looking for that slang. They want you to conform and fit in.
But Jay, think about this though, right? What you're saying is absolutely true. But if you never stop and say, you know what, this is doing more harm than good, my sanity, because again, there are studies on this about how people code switch to fit into certain spaces, reduce themselves, shrink, and it creates all kind of mental and emotional problems. Just for the money. And I know I'm the money guy, right? But I like to talk about money in a holistic fashion. So if we stop shrinking to be what those people want us to be, it'll be better for us mentally.
I'm laughing at Afro Queen. She said her code switching is AI. So anytime she got to send an email, she let AI code. She just put her slang in there and let AI do what it's do. If that ain't the truth right now, everybody's on it. It's like Chat GPT.
Oh, listen, my AI speaks Philly slang.
Yeah, because you can get it to. You can get AI to do whatever you want. But sometimes I will say,
it doesn't too much. Sometimes my AI is more Philly than me.
But I don't know. You know what? To that point, I don't know if I was right or wrong. When I would talk to my daughters, I would always say, you got to be bilingual out here. We have a language that we speak with each other. There's a different language. It's a language. Whether we know communicate. If you communicate through words, you're speaking a language. And if you are communicating with somebody who understands their language and the other person doesn't, it's a language that they don't know. It's words that you use that they don't know. And I used to say, you got to be bilingual and you got to master both. I don't know if I was right or not. But being bilingual, I said, you got to be able to turn, you got to make it so natural that it doesn't even feel like you're switching, but it is a code switch. So, I don't know if I was right or wrong, because in my industry, I had to stop codes. I wasn't forced to code switch as much in comedy and in radio, especially on a hip hop radio station. Our language became the dominant language. So even when you were talking,
becomes dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. So even when you were talking to a general manager who could be white, or a program director who could be white, you could speak your own language, because you'd be like, Bar, you're in this country right now. You got to learn the language. And they would. They would try and learn. They would try to learn the lingo and stuff like that. I don't know how we got to this, but that was good. All right.
We go left, we go right.
What was that? But people talking what? People, but talking proper English should not be associated with just them.
Just them.
We are well educated and can speak eloquently.
But I think Doc just spoke to that though, right? It's not just about speaking proper English itself. It's about everything else that goes in with it. Listen, y'all, Willie Lynch, I know some people say he's not real, but he did a hell of a number on us. I'll just say that.
And I'll say this about sounding eloquent.
I would challenge the notion of proper though. I would challenge the notion of proper.
Yes.
Like in my discipline, we always say like, why is that proper and the way that I speak is not proper? Who's determining what is the standard and what is appropriate and what is proper? And then when you think of black people, we create all the new words. All the new words you hear. Now everybody's talking about eating and tea, and back in the day it was this, and all these things come from African Americans. All these all these new words in the dictionary. So we're the ones always contributing to the lexicon. But for some reason, the way that they say it and when they say it, it becomes a standard for the universe. And it's like this whole notion of proper English. No, the way that I talk is just as proper as the way that you talk. You have a set of experiences, you have a culture, you have a history, linguistically and etymologically. Like you speak the way you speak, I speak the way I speak. Why is your way proper? Why do I have to come over there like 5 heartbeats and cross over to you? So even that whole idea, even when we do it well, this notion of proper English. If you go to Britain right now and hear how they talk, they don't think Americans talk proper English. So Americans are really playing themselves, acting like they're talking the King's English, because y'all don't sound nothing like the people, the royal family. So you just made it up because you're racist, and you just decided that your bastardization, your alternative way of speaking how they speak in England is the right way when they don't even speak that way in England, let alone they don't even call themselves white. You named yourself different, you talk different, you said, oh, this is the best way.
Yeah, because
there's an arrogance about America that needs to be studied.
No. There's an arrogance that has been studied, and you're absolutely right with that shit. Because if I listen, if Juvenile, I just random Juvenile, rapper Juvenile,
for the 2000s,
can literally put words together and make hit songs. But if he just spoke to you the same way, you'd say, how is that not proper? He just wrote a whole poem. It's a different entire language. It's a language that you don't understand, and that's what frustrates anybody. That's why they don't like people speaking Spanish in front of them. That's why they don't like people speaking different, because we're speaking an entirely different language. And guess what? Because of the culture we grew up in, we know the rules of the language. We know where this word is supposed to use. We know the variation of the word. We can take the same word, just like they do in the English language, and use it 7 different ways.
And go back to Ed Dog's comment, Jay. He said, I agree, bruv, right? If anybody knows,
I agree, Bev. I agree, Bev.
That's black English or black UK English over there. They use bruv like crazy.
I agree, Bev.
Yeah.
Like just this, and I was always interested when I was really touring a lot and going to different cities and states and stuff like that. I was so fascinated because the woman I was with at the time was a speech pathologist, and me and her had to debate that slang wasn't a language, and I said it is a language. Then when she went to NYU, she was then told, "Oh, there was this thing called Ebonics. You were right."
Or AAV.
I said, I don't need to be told right. Anything that is used for communication, words that are used to communicate, and me and this person know what we're talking about, we are speaking a language, whether you like it or not.
So he said, this is all cap. He said,
it's all cap. But when I used to go to Atlanta, when they would say, they would end the conversation, they'd say one more again. I had no idea. And it took me 2 times. I said, oh, that's how you end. Oh, one more again.
One more again.
And I'm sure people, or they be like, see you later, one more again. Or they can use it in emphasizing something. And in New York, somebody would say 1 to say bye. Just 1. Yep. The number 1. Just 1. If you're not part of this,
one love.
Yeah, and it started with one love. And if you're not part of the culture, you don't know the language. It's an intricate thing that we downgrade, that we downgrade our intelligence on forming this. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying there's a powerful line that there's a powerful line that Rakim says when he says, I could take a phrase that's rarely heard, flip it, Now it's a daily word. And when I remember hearing him say it, it's like he understands his power in terms of creating this lexicon, or, you know, in terms of manipulating language. He has agency. He knows that it's fluid and it's malleable, and he has the power, like Minority Report, to take it and twist it and change it and create something popular out of what's obscure. Like that's recognizing your own power, like the Matrix stopping the bullets. But they want us to think they make the rules, they make the standards, they're the only ones that can be the creators, and we just have to wait on them to get civilization and to learn how to move the language forward. Otherwise we get scolded, and it's like, oh, that's not proper English, oh, that's slang, oh, that's not professional. And they do it with the way we dress, the way we pray, the way we wear our hair, and the way we speak. That's why it's part of a larger problem. I don't want the people to think I'm just getting triggered by the word proper. I just see it as part of a larger problem of white domination and control, because when they make the rules, they make them for a reason. It's never to be fair.
And you know, Doc, when you say that, and this is something that I think why when we have dialogue, people get frustrated. When you say stuff like that, I realize everything is always a bigger problem. There's always another layer that led to the situation. Correct. There's always 5 layers that went, oh, it started. No, it started here. No, it started here. No, it started here. And I think it's hard sometimes because people want to have an answer for this moment. But you can't have the answer for this moment if you don't know all the layers on all the consistencies that led up to this. And I think that's when you and Coco have the conversation about what goes on with police in Philly and the violence, I always think that's where the lapse in communication, because it's so difficult to have to take a step back and look at the whole picture. It's so difficult to step back. And I guess that's why education is such a key. Not saying Coco's not educated, because he is. I'm saying it sometimes that dissection of everything, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes mental stamina to figure out how we got to this situation. But it's so frustrating because you want to go, how can I just change this shit right here? I just want this to stop.
But most people don't want to talk about nuance. They don't want to talk about details. Most people don't really have perspective on a thing to even arrive at that point. But now everybody's got a microphone.
Everybody.
I said it on stage one time. I said the worst thing that happened is that everybody had a voice. Everybody from years been saying everybody needs to have a voice. And I said the worst thing that could happen is giving everybody a fucking voice, including myself, maybe. What were you going to say, Doc? Were you going to say something?
No, I said a lot of people don't realize, like, when they have relationships with economic abuse, reward and compliments and upward mobility are methods of control. If I want everybody to act a certain way, I just reward the person who's acting the way I want them to act, and it's a lot easier than suppressing all of those that don't act the way I want them to act. So all I have to do is find the Negro that's acting the way I want him to act and give him a job. I can make him a Supreme Court justice like Clarence Thomas and say, be like this Negro over here. And they've realized it's a lot easier than cutting off feed and lynching people in public and buck breaking and telling people they can't read and making all these literacy laws. It's a lot easier just to say, I got a reward over here. Clarence, you get it. Ooh, Candace, you speak so well. It's a lot easier to lead people and manipulate people simply by rewarding the behavior that you like. But it's also a form of abuse and control and domination. So when I see people get elevated and pat on the head and rewarded, that's why the people, the field Negroes among us are like, F that person and F that system, because we understand, like you said, Mike, connecting the dots, we know what you're doing. The same way you said we couldn't have our drums when we got over here because we communicated with them and we couldn't speak our native languages. We understand that this is an offshoot. This is a branch of that. You patting somebody in the head and elevating them to Supreme Court justice who's getting flued out like Carisha and doesn't advance his people and benefited from affirmative action, but then donkey kicked the ladder back down on the masses of people and said that he's not with it anymore. Like, we know what he's about. He's a piece of trash, but you're elevating this POS for a reason to achieve your overall agenda, which is the same one you were trying to achieve when you were whipping people and cutting off their feet. So we see, like you said, we connect the dots and see beyond the compliment and the speak so well. We see it as, oh, you're up to your old tricks again. You're just doing it in a way that's more efficient.
Did you say donkey kick the ladder?
Donkey kick the ladder.
Yeah, he climbed the ladder and said, nobody else, just me. He said, no more black people getting on Supreme Court. Matter of fact, no more black people getting anything from me. Bang. Meanwhile, he getting flued out on yachts by these old rich white men like Carisha and Diddy. and nobody's done this. And he left his black wife for this new MAGA chick, Jenny, who was all involved in the January 6th. His new wife is like all insane. Yeah. Clarence Thomas did us. He got OJ beat. Clarence Thomas said, "Watch this, OJ. I'll show you how to leave black people."
So how do we feel? All right. So Jay, if you have any ratchetness, let me know. If you have any ratchet stuff you want to put on here, if you have any mindless behavior, let me know. How do we feel now watching people like Candace Owens going against the MAGA movement?
It's a grift. It's a grift. We ain't got to go that far.
Wait. Well, we do. And Tucker Carlson having interviews with people exposing what this government is doing and taking risks and chances where he's basically exposing a lot. Just this one conversation, just this is an example of the Epstein list on the conversations that they're having, because Tucker Carlson was definitely one of the people who was riding heavy for the Republican Party. And then I have a question about this afterwards. Let's
Bondi said on camera, we have a client list.
On the White House lawn.
I've seen the client list.
Yes.
And then yesterday, she's saying there's no client list.
There's no client list. And there was no systematic blackmail. That actually might be the most preposterous line in the document.
The whole thing that this tape shows he didn't kill himself is like a joke. But worse than that, it's a joke that we all get. Like, they're not fooling anybody. So I feel like we're at a dangerous point now.
Yeah, I agree, because the lie is more the lie at this point is not even part of trying to convince any of this is true.
Yes.
The lie is a signal to everybody else involved in the scheme that to the ultimate ends, the United States government will go to protect all of you.
Yes.
And that's the question. For
Man,
what
is that smart.
purpose?
Can you say that again? Okay,
Yes.
so it's a signal.
The lie is not for you and me. The lie is for those implicated to say, no matter what, we will protect you. And then we have to start asking the question, why? As in, what is the purpose?
So I just think it's interesting that these folks are we can call it flip-flop, or we can call it people have gotten more information or been enlightened, because when people change their views and they're trying to warn people, did you see the video, Stacey Abrams explaining the steps to we are basically in the middle of this happening in real time? Yeah, I saw her talk. Oh yeah, I did see it. I think I have that video.
It's excellent.
So Kamari is very passionate about this. How do we feel about people who are going, oh shit, this is what they're doing? Maybe I was wrong.
I really wish I spoke as eloquently as Dr. Aaron Smith, but Tucker Carlson's full of shit. Candace Owens is full of shit. They're on the payroll. All they care about is themselves. They don't care about this new information. Why? Because this new information that's so-called new was out when they were doing their bullshit. So you can miss me with all that other stuff. Not you, Mike, but you can miss me with all that. They already knew. She's so smart, and she didn't know Trump was full of shit 5-6 years ago when she was running around getting paid by them, and now all of a sudden she sees the light. No, she's not in their favor anymore. She's got to go somewhere else. Just like when OJ was not in favor of white folks no more, he came back to the hood. She's trying to get another bag. That's all it is. It's not rocket science. It's simple and plain.
All right, Doc, your turn now. Go to Jay Black.
No, I definitely agree. But I do like the fact that she's out there as a mercenary. My enemy of my enemy is not my friend, but I'm not in her way when she be telling the truth about Israel and everything else. So I like the damage she's causing to the other side in a lot of ways. But no, I'm not deceived into thinking that this is some revelation or enlightenment. She got fired from the old job. They didn't like what she was doing, and she's a disgruntled employee. She's out here, trying to find a new base, and like it was stated, she's she needs a new grift. She needs to keep the paper going. She's doing good with the views. She's getting 300,000 to 1 point something million views on her videos. So she found a lane, especially with this anti-Israel stuff. So I think they labeled her the biggest anti-Semite in America. I think she made the top of the list. So she takes that as a badge of honor, because she knows that a lot of people are paying attention to her, even for life's in danger. But I applaud her courage And I like when people are out here saying what they feel like saying. I'm not fooled by her, but I think that there's a lot of lessons that people could learn, strategically, even from their enemies, in terms of how we need to move. Because she's not wincing or bowing down or trying to be what somebody else wants her to be. And she thinks she's smarter than everybody else, which is not true, but I appreciate the confidence.
All right, Jay, what's your comment?
My comment is I missed that clip because I went looking for something else, but I'm going to go ahead and rock with what everybody said. That's what I'm going to say. Good. Keep it pushing. But y'all sound like y'all hit the points. It sound like Candace Owens to me. I'm with you.
Well, and the crazy thing is we're leaning on Candace Owens, and the whole clip was Tucker Carlson.
Because they both represent the same thing.
But why?
You expect more out of someone that looks like you?
But this is
Yeah,
but this is my
Tucker
thing.
ain't never did. Tucker. Yeah.
But this is my thing. I played a Tucker Carlson, and y'all went for Candace. Like,
well, you brought up Candace. That's
yeah. You brought up Candace. I happened to mention both of them, and I play a clip, and y'all went straight for.
Yeah,
because there's nothing there. Like,
right. Yeah.
Okay.
And Candace Owens appealed to the NAACP back when she was in high school, when she was getting harassed by the white students and everything else. So Candace Owens is black, was black, cashed in that black card, leaned on black organizations and black history of resistance and civil rights and black culture when it was convenient. So Candace sold us out. Candace was a traitor. Candace came from us and went among other people and worked against us. Tucker Carlson's whole life, we don't expect nothing from him. He's never going to change, and he is being exactly who he's supposed to be. The devil the Bible speaks.
You read Ant Dog, Mike? See what Ant Dog said.
I think we're gonna look back and realize Trump really wasn't all that bad. United States first. We are all Americans.
Okay. Stop that, Ant Dog.
No, that's an Ant Dog. I need to make sure everybody saw that.
I'll bet you $1. I'll bet you $1. You won't think that. But let me get back to this and take that comment, because I hate saying this comment while somebody is saying that. And y'all gonna jump through the screen. All right, let me make sure I heard this right. Y'all gonna jump there. Number one, y'all said she lost the gig, right? She lost the gig, and that's why she switched. I'm scared to even say this. I'm just trying to put this in its proper perspective. When Malcolm X lost the gig, isn't that what they said about him when he was removed from the nation? And when he went on his pilgrimage and he came back and had a different viewpoint, couldn't a lot of people say the reason why he changed his viewpoint wasn't because of honest pilgrimage that changed his view on something? But people would be like,
he knew about white Muslims. They made that part up. They kind of that was embellishment. It was like he went to Mecca and then he learned that there was white Muslims. Like come on, he's Malcolm X. He knew that there was white Muslims.
Let me finish. And if that's the case, do you not have the right to change your views if you find something out?
So here's the thing: you're allowed to change your views when you get more information, right? That's cool. That's what a thinking person is supposed to do.
Evolve.
The information was already fucking there, and they knew it. So what are we talking about, Mike? But
because information can always be there, and it could be your opinion, and then it could be another person's opinion, something different. Then that person can find out the facts that people are really getting paid and get linked to the information. Go like, oh shit, this wasn't hearsay. This wasn't their opinion. This is what's actually happening.
And she was getting paid too. And listen, so I have other words for her, and I don't really use those kind of words for black women. I don't think of Candace as a black woman now. When this woman went on air and said that George Floyd was not murdered, I have nothing else left. She will never be regarded as me as black. There's nothing to talk about when it comes to her. She could go find the fucking Dead Sea Scrolls and talk about it and parade them all over the place. I could care less because she already did the ultimate damage, the ultimate sin. She's lied, and we know it. And she lied for pay.
So
I know some people say the clock is right twice. A broken clock is right twice. I say throw the clock out and get one that's right all the time. Go ahead, Mike.
My pushback on that is if somebody is giving you the code
She's
But
not
you are,
giving me
but
any clue.
no. But if somebody is trying to spread the code, and we are still, I think what she did was horrendous. But I'm not going to spite her spreading something that can actually benefit us, simply because I'm still mad at what I think she did here was wrong. Because if that's the case, I can literally pick anybody who I believe in and find something they did that I think is atrocious and say, I'm not going to listen to this.
But
I'm going to close my ears to this.
Here's the thing, Mike. She didn't give us anything. All these things are known knowns, right? What she did was she spent it and she moved according to where her paycheck went. That's it. Follow the money. That's the code. Follow the money, and you'll see that she does anything for the money.
Well, and once again, I'm not caping for Candace. I'm just trying to have this conversation. So before everybody thinks I'm the biggest Candace Owens fan, relax. But I'm trying to say that can go for every person trying to make a movement. You could say it's follow the money. You can literally, everybody right now who has a microphone, who is speaking up for us, is getting a check in some form or fashion. So I don't like bringing up the money, because it's like when people complain about athletes. I can't believe he gets paid $300 million. Get over it. Get over it. It's his actions. It's what does he produce? So if this and we keep saying everybody knew. Everybody didn't know. Just because we knew doesn't mean everybody knew.
So I've been saying Candace has been a threat to Black people for a while now. I was
Candace knew. Candace knew.
Yeah,
Candace.
Yeah, and I can't argue with
Candace
that.
knew.
Candace knew. And for some reason, whatever sparked, if we believe what she's saying is the truth, if we believe that this is the truth, why are we now still fighting? It's almost like a Democratic thing. Why are we? It's almost what the Dems do. It's almost what the Dems are doing with the potential mayor in New York City. You know he's telling the truth, but because he pissed you off, we don't want to believe in that. But go ahead, Doc. Before you go,
no. But she didn't change her position on Black people.
Good point.
She said some things geopolitically that didn't, coalesce with the owners of the company she was representing. So they shut her down for the Israel comments. She never came back and said George Floyd was murdered. She never talked about the history of Juneteenth. She never said, yeah, this is why I ran to the NAACP when I was being harassed by white people. But now that I just want to marry them and work for them, I have nothing else to say to and for Black people. Her position, her destructive position on Black people has not changed at all. She just said something that her white boss didn't like. And I just appreciate that she stuck to her guns in that regard and kept saying it. That's all. But as far as being an enemy of Black people, no, she's consistent. She's still over there.
So go ahead, Kamar, go ahead.
So I wanted to do two things. Thank you for the nuance and details, Doc. Do me a favor. Can you pull up Ant Dog's comment, please, Jay? I have to respond to this. So Ant's my dog, right? No pun intended. All right. Kamari, are you saying George Floyd didn't have fentanyl in his system? I'm saying who gives a shit? We all watched him with that white man, that white officer with his knee on his neck, screaming for his mama. Why does it matter that he's got fentanyl in the system? Are we going to say that the white man?
Can you imagine murdering somebody and then being like, yeah, but I heard they were smoking. Yeah, I heard can you imagine like somebody getting violated, somebody getting raped or strangled, and be like, but she was drunk, man. She was real sick. She was already unconscious.
Yeah, the ultimate blaming the victim. Come on, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you put your knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes. You're like, but the toxicology report. Really? That's what we doing? Okay. You funny. You funny with that one.
So is Anna Republican? Because he said we're gonna all look back and say Trump was right. Now he's saying George Floyd. He's blaming George Floyd.
He's repeating what Candace Owens said.
Oh, he got his talking point. So Ant Dog just got talking.
No matter what's in your system, you still die if somebody's knee is on your neck for 9 minutes and you're saying you can't breathe. It doesn't take that long to asphyxia. Like I could choke you to death. So so I go to Kensington and just choke all the zombies, right? Because they was already on fentanyl. Just choke them out. Just go kill them.
That in their system.
All right. So there's another question. Then I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to some mindless stuff. Well, it's kind of mindless. This is my worry. not a worry, but this is, I'll say an observation. I see people who are part of the MAGA, and we can say they're getting checks and not getting checks, who have turned around and said, you know what, this whole situation in Israel is this and that. This whole Epstein list is this and that. And they really made a turn to go like, I'm not messing with this. Like, this is crazy. And I wonder how many Democrats are willing to do that about their own party. Wonder how many are willing to turn around and go, you know what? The fact that Hakeem Jeffries is sitting here still on the fence about the potential mayor in New York, simply because of him being labeled a socialist, and him wanting to give him free bus rides, and him wanting to have rent control, and Hakeem Jeffries now wants to know, well, we have to have a conversation. We have to have a conversation about what? Is the conversation that he didn't want? He didn't admit to he said he wouldn't visit the Holy Land. Is that what it is? Like, are we willing to look at the party that is claimed to represent us and go like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because I don't think neither one of y'all are in our favor. And I'm just wondering if people are willing to do that. That was really my whole point of the Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Are we willing to now look at the Democratic Party, who's being put on call right now? New York City said, we want this guy because he's fighting for us. But the Democrats, because he doesn't fit, he doesn't fit their checklist, and he doesn't abide by their laws. They really don't want him in this situation. And listen, I can't prove that he can make all this happen. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
No, and they're going to try to get him out, because I saw that they already said that he applied for college and checked that he was African American. They tried to get black people against him. The latest attack was that he posted a tweet that said remove it in reference to a Christopher Columbus statue, and they tried to say that a vital voting demographic in terms of Italian Americans were in outrage. They already tried to sick the Jewish population on him, like you mentioned, as far as the questioning during the debate with where you're going to visit. So I'm really nervous in some regards about the lengths that they'll go to stop him from being mayor, because there is a large contingency of people that believe that that's the beginning of the end for the influence of AIPAC, the Jewish lobby, and that he cannot be the mayor of New York City. And there are going to be some other things that are going to be happening over the next few days. But I agree with you, Mike. We need less Schumer, less Pelosi, less Jeffries cowardice, less establishment playing by the book, that energy that rigged the election against Bernie Sanders. I'm still mad about that. Some sane people are still in office, cowardly and trying to go by the book when the Republicans do whatever they feel like doing, right? So I wish Obama had done more with his executive orders, like I mentioned before. Not unconstitutional like Trump is doing, but yes, there's more room to be courageous and think outside the box and not go according to the script. And the Democrats' Achilles heel right now, and some would argue why Kamala lost, because they went with that Liz Cheney approach and all that centrist stuff when we liked Walz because he reminded us of Bernie and the populist thing. That is the problem with the Democrats, and they need to take a page out of their book, the Candace Owens, other people who are willing to at least shake things up and go off script.
Can they remove that dude on New York, the New York potential mayor, or is it the voters that's going to decide? Because there was a lot against Trump with the whole grabbing the voters. Like, so the vote, like we all knew with Trump
to win.
How bad he was.
It's supposed to be over. Yes, but they're trying everything they can. They're trying, and honestly, with all these new Supreme Court decisions with ICE, they might be able to embroil him in litigation that could still stifle his opportunities to make progress if he's ever elected. They could get him on papers and try to deport him and, throw a lot of nonsense his way, a lot of nuisance type of lawsuits that they can make it so his tenure as mayor is a lot more problematic than it would have been otherwise if he had to support the federal government and the president.
And let's be clear, his own party is in on this.
That's the difference.
So when I tell you that the Democrats, and I've been saying this and yelling this, they don't want to switch this system. They just think Trump is fucking their rigged game up. They all playing this game with the PAC. They all getting checks.
So
and that's the scary part. Go ahead, Kamar.
No, I was going to say, if you study Israel, they play both sides of the fence and they do it very well. And yes, Madani represents a challenge to all of that, especially in the most important city in the world. allegedly, right? That's Americanized propaganda, but allegedly the most important city in the world, right? Because he's talking about raising taxes on corporations, bringing back to the money. He's talking about New York City owning grocery stores, right? He's talking about no-cost childcare, all the stuff that's good for regular, everyday people, whether you're black, white, green, or yellow, Republican or Democrat, and they're putting a fight against this.
So that just leads to my point. They don't want an upheaval of the system. They just want a system the way they used to have it. The only problem they are the system. And the only thing they're mad about, the only mess up that I think Trump made is that he tried to mix. He has two people that he is a slave to, billionaires and white racists. And at some point, those two are going to collide because billionaires really don't give a fuck about anything except control and power.
They're already colliding, but that's true. Yeah. And that's the one thing that makes them different. It might be a slight difference, but it's different. If we're going to talk about nuance and details, they are different in that regard, but they're both for the bullshit. It's just like saying what gang is more compassionate, right? I don't want to make up any names, but they both do destruction. But one of them might feed the babies. One of them might take the kids to school. But they still all gang war. It's the same thing.
But that might even be worse. But I don't want to that might even be worse.
But he's already sowed the seeds. He sowed the seeds of his own destruction with this latest thing with the Israel support and the Epstein list, because MAGA is completely up in arms about America first, and they do not like him giving all these billions to Israel. And he put a cherry on top when he came back this week talking about there's no Epstein list, because they've been talking about that list for the last 3+ years, and they are done with him. They're like, even Marjorie Taylor Greene, everybody coming out in public, against MAGA, supporting Israel. There's a whole nother segment of MAGA that's like, this is the last straw. Even with Tucker and Candace saying the same thing, they're lying in our face. We know there's an Epstein list. Pam Bondi just said the list was on her desk a couple weeks ago. Now she's saying there's no list. So no, and I promote that. I promote all of the breakdown of MAGA and Russia and the racists and the politicians. I want to see them all get destroyed. And that's why a lot of people are happy, not about the destruction in Texas, but about the accountability and the need to face the consequences of their votes. Nobody likes the fact that children are harmed and lost their lives. Nobody likes the fact that people weren't warned about that flood. But people do appreciate justice. This is justice. It's not good. It's not celebrated, but it is justice. If you want to, people said, if you lay these people off, it will cost lives. They told them that. You're letting 600 people go, and the National Weather Service, people are going to die. They kept saying that. People were like, well, now people are dying as predicted. And those people's families in those red counties, you should look up how many people in Kirkville and all that parts of Texas voted for Trump. Probably like 80% in some of these districts. Probably so 80% of y'all voted. Yeah, and FEMA ain't coming. So not only were you not forewarned, there's no help on the way. So now that those 26 people and them camp girls all got swept under the water and they all died like a biblical story, now you can look at Trump and see that he was golfing. I think he still hasn't made it down. He says he's coming on Friday, and FEMA's not coming. So you have to stew in it. You gotta make your bed and lay in it. And that's the thing that black people have always done for the rest of the world. We've always came and fluffed their pillows and made their bed, and we understand pain and suffering, so we'll do it with you and we'll ride out with you. The first time in American history where black people are like, no, this is for you to deal with. The same way we were left to deal with Katrina, same way we were left in the Superdome, same way we were left after civil rights, same way we were left after the Emancipation Proclamation, where you gave reparations to the slaveholders but not the enslaved. We were left every time. And nobody ever came to make it easier for us. And we're finally allowing the rest of America to fully feel, because we've always been there with them, so they didn't have to fully feel anything. Now they can fully feel the weight and consequences of their actions.
And go. Let me.
I got a prediction.
What's the prediction?
When Elon Musk finally gets his third party up, Tucker Carlson, and the lady whose name will not be named anymore, will be working for them. Will be employees.
The American Party?
Got to put the air quotes up.
And you can't have a party with America in the name in New York. So that's how dumb Elon Musk is as a non-American South African. Nobody even told him, bruh, if you're gonna have a party, you want to be able to make sure you can put it on the ballot in the most consequential city, in possibly in the world. So you can't even run in New York with a party that has America in the name. Basics, just basics. But I think they're moving to deport him now. I think that announcement, they put the wheels in motion to get him out of here.
But this is what.
But this is what
I love about. This is what I love about. This is what happens when power and money decide the influence you have. If they deport him, I promise you, he will be the first person to say, "Why is Melania here? Why are those kids that he has not anchor babies? And if you're going to deport me, you're going to deport everybody. You're going to put everyone except one kid is not an anchor baby in the Trump family." And that's the beauty of watching this destruction happen. Go ahead.
No, but there's a great video that talks about what you're discussing. And a lot of people don't realize that with the first wife, those 3 children weren't just anchor babies. She didn't receive her citizenship till after they were born. She was here, but she was still illegal when she had those children. So they're not anchor anything. They're just children of an illegal. Because she was not legally here. So everybody's like, oh, Trump. No, his whole family, the first wife, the second wife, all of them came from somewhere else. His own mother. His mother had lied about being a citizen 2 years before she got her citizenship when she came over here. Mary Trump, when her name was still Trump instead of Trump when it got changed. So all of this, his whole family is beneficiaries of, this genius Einstein visa like Melania, even though I guess she got good brains. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all right.
Hey,
but seriously,
Dr. Chat's concerned about you. They want you to put your seatbelt on, sir.
I got it on. I just move it off my chest because it be like restricting me. But I got it on my.
He got it at the lower part. See, I knew he had it on. That's why.
No Philly. I don't know Philly. I won't fly through the windshield. I won't fly through the windshield.
I mean, you might.
But the top be like.
You might break your hip and your pelvis.
I'll put it on for the show, though. I'll put it on for the show.
Yeah, put it on for the show.
Just in case I need it for insurance. If I crash while I'm on the show, I'll say, look, I was.
There you go, Doc. There you go.
But then they ain't gonna say, why was you podcasting though? I got no excuse.
All right, so let's get to some fun stuff. Producer, I always forget his name. Was on a podcast with a bunch of women, and he let a manly thought slip out very vocally. So we're gonna make a hard left. He made a manly thought slip out. So this is time for action.
Thanks you for joining the Takeover Legends. It's time for No Lies Detective.
Right here.
And here it comes. Right here.
We was just like, I take care of every woman in my life, from grandma to mother. Everybody's paid. Everything is. I love the women in my life. But what I do notice is that I can give the women in my life money. I give the women in my life keys to the car, anything they want. But as soon as I give them my opinion, I'm told to shut the hell up. I don't want to hear your opinion. So you want my money, but you don't want my opinion. And my thing is this, and here's why things is bad. Here's really why society is messed up right now. Because women want to do what men want to do, and that's okay. Women are like, I'm tired of sitting at home. I want to make my own money. I want to do my own thing, and that's great. But what's happening is because women are choosing, to do what men do, provide and do everything else, they're getting frustrated with women. So you just said your expectations. I'm a manager. The first job of a manager, when I manage somebody and I make people millions of dollars, my first responsibility is to manage your expectations. First of all, I take care of every woman in my life, from grandma.
That was it. I'm just one part that got me.
I take care of every woman in my life, from grandma to mother. Everybody's paid. Everything is. I love the women in my life. But what I do notice is that I can give the women in my life money. I give the women in my life keys to the car, anything they want. But as soon as I give them my opinion, I'm told to shut the hell up.
All right, I'm just gonna. If anybody heard any lies detected, your thoughts and views on what you just heard, and I just want to say this: if a man gives too many opinions, that good old term toxic masculinity will come up. If a man gives too many opinions on something that has to do with taking care of people's lives, all y'all need a booster seat.
No, she got jokes with Doctor. She got jokes. They need a booster chair for the car. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
But if you give too many opinions or you give a direction and you saying we lead in this direction, this is where we going. That term toxic masculinity comes flying out. He's toxic. He thinks his way is the only way. He think you want everything, but you don't want to do his opinion. Well, you can't have everything and not have my opinion.
That's facts. No lies.
I don't know where this game came from. I don't know where y'all created these rules that I'm gonna be the bank but I'm gonna be the silent partner. I'm gonna be the bank, but God forbid I say that's not what we doing here. That just when he said that, a man's opinion right now, if you have a strong opinion that does not go with what a woman thinks, it is toxic.
I'll take their opinion without the arrogance.
I'll take that opinion without the arrogance. But this is what I think. Y'all call arrogance of somebody being confident on what they saying. Like it's either arrogance or it can be called passion. But every word that gets used to describe a man's emotion in this day seems to be a negative. Tax doc, white birth, illegal privilege. Go ahead, Jay. We haven't heard from you. Your thoughts on it. If you have any thoughts, I'll move on. If not, no lies, both ways.
He's been quiet.
No, I've been zoned out. I'm listening though. I'm listening. I'm getting everyone's vibe. A lot of times they want you have to take me for who I am. You can't get some of me when you want it and not the whole me. So I'm with them. That's why I said there's no lies detected, because you're going to get all of it. You're not going to get me to be quiet. If this is my thoughts and my views and my opinions, you're going to have to eat that if you want to continue benefiting from me, if that makes sense. So
I'm sorry.
No, you good. No, that was just
another term that takes me a place where, and I'm trying to be friendly. This whole shit, happy wife, happy life, motherfucker. I better be happy. I better be happy.
I thought toxic stood for the only experience I care about.
Don't.
I'm just stirring up. Just stirring up.
Marcus, thanks, bro. Just heads up. Though the bottom belt without the shoulder is almost useless he's talking about the seatbelt. Yeah, the bottom belt, the bottom seatbelt will almost.
Hey man, people love Doc. They worried about a safety.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it was messing me up.
Listen, we gotta protect our people. Sometimes we gotta say no. We gotta do this.
I'm alive. Appreciate
them terms. Them terms get me. That the happy wife, happy life. Dog, we gotta be happy. We gotta be happy. I'm not gonna use that. That just wears me out. It just puts it. And another thing with women wanting to do their thing, and like he said, you're right. You should be getting control. But understand, being in this man, these shoes that we walk in. When you want to take over a man's place for whatever reason, some people are forced to. So I'm going to keep y'all out who are forced to do what so-called men are supposed to do. Let me explain to y'all something. What comes with this that men maybe should talk about more. There's a loneliness that comes with this, with having to be the lead. There's an absolute loneliness that you have to deal with all the time, with having to make decisions that might be unpopular, or having to go against something that may be unpopular, or having to give the bad news. I know there are benefits to being a man. I ain't gonna front. There are definitely benefits to being a man. But I think somebody needs to
happy spouse is happy house. No happy wife. Happy spouse is happy house.
Well, you know, you never seen that term. Go ahead, Kamar.
My peoples. So that's Ray Daniels. He's competing for the podcast God of the Year with Joe Buttons right now. So he'll just say anything to get the computers puting. There's some truth into it, but I listened to all of it because then he said something at the end. Women want to be men. And I don't necessarily agree with that. And I also think that let's not remember that we're coming out of an age where the predominant thought was women should shut up and be quiet. Women should shut up and be seen and not heard, just like children. And so if we're really talking about a real thing in marriage and partnership, you have that communication from both sides. Now, I will say this. Sometimes the noise from the other side, from the ladies, is deafening to us, and we can't take it. Sometimes. And I'm talking about a righteous situation, not none of the other foolery that's going around social media. And it's hard for a lot of brothers to say that. Mr. Farrakhan talks about that often. He says, when you got a woman that loves you, boy, she can tear you down. But again, if you're moving in righteousness, you're cool. And you can say what you got to say and do what you got to do. And a man is always going to do that because he is a man. And when there's a problem with that, that means you shouldn't be with that person or around that person. That's all I got.
All right. William says it's a man's job to lead and protect. If you don't trust your man, that's a real issue. That woman in his life, the women in his life are toxic women, should want guidance if they're in their femininity, especially since he's providing.
I go with those two. But I also saw this other clip of another chick, and she said you should never give 100% in any relationship, even your husband. Let's see if this is
all right. Before you play it, I just want Kamari, when you say Ray Daniels is going for the chip and going for the #1 pot, every clip we're about to play, they're doing the same.
I see.
Okay, so every clip. So go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute.
Thing was a big platform, and the cast and I got into this huge thing because I was saying that I don't even care if this man is your husband. You do not ever get 100% because the 5 to 10% is the shovel you're gonna need to dig yourself out when shit go left. And all the men on that stage was like, "Can I not pay 100% of the bills? Can I not do this?" And I said to the women, I pray you meet a man that doesn't require 100% of you, okay? Because that 5 to 10%, when you want to go to fucking Pilates, when you want to work out, when you want to pivot and try a new career, when you want to say, "Hey, I don't want to fucking work no more and I want to be," that's the 5 to 10%. I was on a platform on a relationship panel.
So basically, say you never give 100% in a relationship. Is there any lies in that?
I mean, Teddy P said he wanted 50-50. Talking about a 50-50 love. Not 70-30. Not 60-40.
Another song said 99 and a half won't do. Remember that? 99 and a half won't do. Gotta have all of your love. I only want 99. Get out of here.
Look, don't take none of my advice. Don't take none of my advice from me, because all my relationships failed. I'm just gonna tell you, giving 100% is gonna switch. Sometimes the other person's 100% has to show up at a certain point, and sometimes the other person's 100% has to show up. But you have to be willing to let the other person know, I'm here 100%. And when you need that 100%, it's on deck. It's on deck when you need it. I got it right here. But if you want to go to Pilates or you want to start a new career, that's when my 100% kicks in, when I support you. This is your passion. So my 100% kicks in. So I think these are all podcast people who want to make excuses for whatever trauma they went through and want to make excuses on well, how in your right mind do you think the term not giving, what in life is successful when you don't give 100%? Just tell me what has succeeded in your life that you didn't give 100% to. Nothing.
Gotta give it all.
Nothing.
For it to work.
That's the only way it works.
But I know what she was trying to say, though, because some people get lost in their relationships and they lose their identity. And so when things get rough, when shit hits the fan, they don't know what to do because they don't have their own identity for themselves. They don't have their own outlets for themselves. So that is a real thing. That is a real thing. And sure, maybe her language, her vocabulary wasn't the best choice. But all of us, what do they say on the airplane first? Take off your air mask, put your air mask on first, right? So you do got to do certain things. You got to eat, you got to drink water, you got to sleep. You got to make sure you do some of those things for yourself so you can be good for those people that you're in a relationship with.
Listen, I hate this. Just my opinion. Don't take none of my advice. We are all presently lost in something. That is part of life. If there are certain things that if you snatch from somebody, you're going to be like, who am I right now?
There's no such thing as balance. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody's lost in a relationship, God bless you. God bless you. If it works out and y'all are happy, what's wrong with being, that is your top priority. That's what I'm lost in. Some people are lost in work. Knock yourself out. By the way, come on, send me your Cash App. Is it just your phone number, your Cash App, just your phone number?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's just your phone number. All right, cool. I give 109%, but always get a secret stash when shit goes left. But always got a secret stash when shit goes left. Where is your secret stash if you give 109%? What are you built up of? Like what part of the pie is that?
That's the trauma pie. That's trauma right there.
Sean is preaching. Oh, I saw this chick too. This other clip. I guess it was a gender reveal, and she didn't like the outcome. So she left, and people are killing her, saying she shouldn't be a parent, and DHS should be calling her. But I guess it was a gender reveal, and she didn't like
the baby ain't born. I ain't gonna call DHS. They just know what they gonna take. What they gonna take the fetus?
She wanted a girl. Like they literally killing her, saying she shouldn't be a mom.
That just freaks all over it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, but we just got to go with it. We got to go with what we got.
I know.
Got to go with it. But is she a bad mom because she's not getting what she wants? Should she not have kids? Like they saying she shouldn't have kids.
Well, I want to know these people who are saying she shouldn't have kids when y'all asses are mad at your son because he looks like the dad that you're not with no more.
Oh, you look just like your father. You look just like your father.
How y'all gonna sit here and judge? What?
Miss Edie said her cousin left the hospital when the girlfriend delivered a female baby. So people be pissed. They want what they want. And she's like, nah, I wanted a girl as a boy. But Mike just said, would it look like the dad that you ain't with, though? That's
and y'all gonna talk about somebody who...
Listen, that's real shit right there.
Who's not stable?
Hold up. Let me throw one more card on that deck, Mike. These the same people that say a man shouldn't be mad when he finds out the kid ain't his and should keep supporting the kid because they already have a relationship.
They already have a... Don't be selfish. Don't hurt the kid. Who hurt the kid? It's not my kid.
It's not my kid.
Are you serious? I pray she's able to love her son once she lays eyes on him. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It's a wild world.
Video when he get older, huh? Mom, you ain't even want me.
Oh man. Why don't he want me, man?
Why don't he want me?
Why you ain't even want me? You got all dressed up and then you woke up and you was crying. She'll be all right. Have another one. Just be grateful. Have another one, dude. If we don't think she should have the first one, what if the next one is a boy?
Hey, Kiana.
What we want ain't always good for us. No, you're right. What we want ain't always good for us. I never thought about it. Hey guys, what up, China White with their profile pic? I've never listen. I have 3 daughters. The only time I ever thought about, well, damn, I ain't got no sons, is when my daughters brought it up. Listen, I never thought about it. I got 3 daughters. I got the vagina monologues. I'm in. I'm like, I'm good.
Oh God.
I wonder what her reasons are for not wanting a boy. I have no idea. She probably wanted to dress her up and do TikTok videos with her and have her doing TikTok dances by the time she's 3 years old and have her doing a fan dance and being picked up by grown-ups and grown men. I don't know. I don't know.
You want to teach you how to twerk.
Listen, I got 4 and I never sat at the lunchroom tables as a kid making claims for kids. Yeah, I was like, whatever I get, I get. Whatever happens, happens. I have no clue whatsoever. So you have any other ones? You got another clip?
No, I just saw those 2 sitting there. That was the 2 I saw sitting there.
Jay just wanted us to get off the political side. We gotta get to this nigga, please.
Where's the Jones barbecue at then?
What'd you say?
Where's the Jones barbecue at then? You said Jay wanted to get out the political talk.
Where's the what barbecue? What are you talking about?
Jones barbecue in Foot.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, he wanted to. I was like, Jones barbecue. I said, there's a barbecue we ain't get invited to. Wait a second, hold up.
Let me see, what is this?
I got more stuff, but go ahead, because I know Jay, he wanna.
Her girlfriend came to the crib and she was mad that her friend, she had a boyfriend at the crib. Woman was upset. Homegirl came to visit. She was dressed inappropriately, but it's her house. I don't know. Like if
she knew who she was before she got there.
Like that's your friend.
Wait, let me see the picture. Wait, woman and her homegirl get into it because she was dressed inappropriately in her own home while her friend's boyfriend was there. I don't know what to tell y'all women. That's when we need a woman on. I don't know what to tell y'all women when these beats are going on.
I know what to tell them. She knew who she was before she got there. She knew
I guess she's saying this is my house. I can dress how I want, but she's like, no, but you know my dude is coming over. You shouldn't have your ass out. And she's like, I don't give a fuck, basically.
How about this? Maybe y'all all shouldn't have your ass out.
Ooh,
under any circumstances.
We about to get in trouble.
Maybe none of y'all should have your asses out.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Hit me with the toxic. Hit me with the toxic.
The only experience I care about.
She knows what
she's doing.
Leave.
Do they know?
But it's okay for y'all to walk around at the club. It's okay to dress like that when y'all just hanging out together. That's okay.
Some women can't even bear children. It's some social media clout-ish. Maybe, right. We don't know, but we took it for face value.
And Ant's on the same vibe I'm on that one.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat.
Miss Clark said it was a man.
This shit. I just realized that.
Miss Clark said if it's a man in her house who isn't her man, she's covering up. So she's not going to dress like that, even though it's her house, because there's a man in the house that ain't her man.
I mean, that's not how the generation was raised, I guess. I don't know. I've always dressed appropriately around my friends. My friends always allowed me around their friends. I was always the third wheel because I have home training. Got it.
Home training. Asha said cover up 100%.
Cover up.
Yeah.
So I guess as women, I guess when you hit a certain age, maybe they think this way, and maybe it is a generation thing.
No, I don't think it's a generation thing. I just think it's a thing.
Listen, I can talk all I want. When I was at the clubs, y'all was dressing like that. Y'all was showing off when we were at the clubs. Y'all was popping. If you were uncomfortable with it, look, I understand. Like if you bring your man over but you're going to her house, you can cut the visit short. Like you can cut the visit short. You do know that, right?
Yeah, we're not staying.
You can say what's up or whatever. Like if I go over my boy's house and I bring my girl with me, we happen to stop by, and this dude's a workout fiend and he walking around with no shirt on, I'm gonna be like, you know what? All right, dog, we'll see you later.
You ain't gonna put no shirt on. You see, we here.
You ain't gonna put no shirt on.
You ain't gonna put no shirt on. All right, we out. Mike, what's up? Where you going home? Yo, Mike, what's up? Why you just got here?
What are you doing?
Somebody text me.
Yeah, somebody text me. We gotta go. Somebody with a shirt on text me. And
somebody with a shirt on text me. Somebody fully clothed.
Somebody fully clothed text me.
That is my intention.
Some of y'all know that there's no protocol anymore. It's like some of y'all fellas don't even understand the type of conversations to have when your dude has his girl, because y'all talk about anything in front of your girl. Y'all don't even know the strategy on. There's certain conversations we don't need to have, even if the conversation has nothing to do with my actions. I have nothing to do with it. I don't need to hear your conversation about so-and-so woman or what went on and this happened. I don't need that conversation about what happened at the bar or the party or the college campus. I don't need that conversation. My girl's here, even though it had nothing to do with it.
Because
my favorite one, Mike. My favorite one is the back in the day when we don't need to be reminiscing with my girl here. I had a couple people from college that would love to reminisce in all types of mixed company. And I just be looking like, bro, for real, right now, that's what we doing? Remember the Greek Fest in 1998? Yo, remember the Greek? I be like, I don't remember. Like Kevin Hart, nigga.
And I'm at that age now. If I was in that situation, I'd be like, I'd make everybody uncomfortable. I said, dog, why are we reminiscing about something that you know I would not like to reminisce at all, but especially when my wife or girlfriend is standing right next to me? What are we doing?
Well, here's LaShawn's opposing view, Mike. That's her intimate space. Y'all need to respect that.
All right, well then we out. Then respect it by yourself. like I don't
respect it by yourself.
There really isn't any protocol or no more standards. I think when we say there's no more, I think there are people who have protocol and standards. They have common sense on what we're not going to say. Oh, I hate this. This is one of the terms I hated. Yo, Mike was a wild boy back in the day. What are you talking about? Why?
Mike, you remember you had a girl hemmed up against that car that time?
What are you talking about?
Like what? That's how we starting the story? That's how
Mike, you remember that time?
Some people live in the past, though. Some people really live in the past, though.
Yeah, some people's whole life is in the past. That's their greatest moments. I know people who peaked in high school. Their peak life was in high school.
Yep.
Not college, high school.
And then they got stunted. And no more mental growth at all.
Understood. It's our intimate space. They don't invite people over. Yeah, I guess not. So here's a real quick. There's a guy named The Miz. For those who don't know, Miz is on social media. He was a big wig in radio, super big wig in radio on the West Coast. He was also a major manager with Mariah Carey. He managed Mariah Carey. He also had an intimate relationship. We out. I agree. Respected by yourself. Real talk. We're not sitting there. Matter of fact, if you take me to your girl's house and your girl is dressed inappropriately, I'm going to say, I'm going outside to vape. And I'm going to hit you with this look like, y'all chit chat, y'all catch up. Because I don't
You're not going to go. If his girl was, you going to stay right in there. You're not, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to leave. You stay right in there like, hey.
Not if I'm in a relationship that I'm into her. Because I'm going to glance by mistake. A respectable person is not going to want any extra attention by another woman's man. Nah, cover up. Yeah, I mean, come on. Come on. So this man was a manager for Mariah, and I know a lot of people, and I've always complained about how we are so celebrity driven that we worship celebrities. And I don't care if the celebrity's a politician. I don't care if they're a singer, rapper, actress. We get so brainwashed by that celebrity. And this man gave you the inside track on what it's like to be a star and why the drugs happen and how it turned out, why it turned so bad. Here's his spiel on it.
Being a star to you. Okay. An artist works their entire life to make it to a certain place, to get their music heard. It's the center point of passion, of love, of sex, of money, of drugs, everything meets in entertainment. There's nobody that isn't a fan of some form of entertainment. Okay? So they work their entire career to get to this point. They get to that point and they don't know how they made it. They don't know the difference between One Baby and Another Baby, a song. They don't know why you're calling this baby ugly, but you like this one. You'll say that I look like hell on this, but I don't look like hell on that. Or I'm having a bad day and I snap at a fan, it's on the front page of the New York Times. There's these extreme highs and extreme lows. You're standing out there performing for 17,000 people. They're all screaming, I love you, but you have to run off the stage into a dark tunnel, hop into your car, go to a hotel, not see anybody, because that same 17,000 people will rip you to death if they see you.
Facts.
You will get stampeded by them. They infringe upon every part of your privacy. Now, with those extreme highs and extreme lows, you have that extreme high of 17,000 people. Then you walk into that dark hotel room with nobody around you, and you're told, go to sleep, we got to get up at 6 a.m. You're coming off of that high of that show. What do you do to go to sleep? You have a drink, pop a pill, whatever you need to do to go to sleep.
Oh, wow.
After that that hardcore adrenaline rush at 6 o'clock in the morning when you get back and the sun's coming up. Do you know what I'm saying? Or on to the next city. And then they wake you up fast and say, we need to get you on this plane. So then you don't sleep and sleep deprivation sits in. So if you don't sleep for 4 days, what happens? Psychosis. So a lot of this is not, I don't think a lot of it is the drugs. I don't think a lot of it is any of that. I think it's sleep deprivation. You know what I mean? They don't sleep for 4 days. They don't eat for 4 days because they're racing against the clock, because every artist's internal clock is you're only as good as your last hit. You know what I mean? So if they release a song and they have a stiff, their career's over to them. So why didn't they like this one? They liked the last one.
And I wonder, and because we critique these stars, and my daughter, and I'm gonna let her do it next week because she had a very interesting comment about this. We critique these stars. I just want to know how many people in these squares could have handled being super famous at 22 years old.
Not me.
Not me.
I can handle it now.
Not the way he just described it. That was a description, boy.
So I couldn't handle popping in my 30s at a radio station in cities. Like how do you handle being Mariah Carey at 19 or 20 years old, or being like we all know Michael Jackson?
How do you imagine being Michael Jackson at 9 or 10?
Oh my gosh!
How do you imagine what it's like to be Chris Brown and being your whole career, being famous basically your whole life? And listen, I'm not making excuses for the disgusting stuff that goes on, but when I saw that, I don't know why I just touched a nerve because I feel bad. Who's the girl who's popping? She has the anxiety song.
Doechii.
I feel I really, every time I look at her, I'm like, I hope this girl's gonna be all right. All these young cats, I'm like, I really hope I hope they're gonna be all right. Because I can't even, because we sit there and we forget, we laugh about Bobby Brown and the drug use and everything. We forget Bobby Brown was in New Edition since he was a kid.
Dude.
He was running them streets since he was a kid. Soulja Boy was the first to do it. And that is stupid. You are, hold on, where? Oh, no,
3 o'clock, right?
No, we're not doing it. So we what was I gonna ask? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Because sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I thank God I ain't make it like that. I'd have been on one of these shows. Y'all would have been showing clips of me.
Behind the music?
The rise and fall of Michael Shaw.
It would have been fast too. Why? I give Bobby Brown credit. Bobby Brown's still here. Bobby Brown not supposed to be here, y'all.
Yeah, he lost a wife, lost a child, lost this and drugs and this and that.
He not supposed. Bobby Brown is not supposed to be here. God bless him. Because I know my rise and fall would be the fastest rise and fall y'all ever seen. Y'all be like, God damn. It might not even make behind the music. It wouldn't have been long enough. They wouldn't have been behind the music. Let me see if I got a ratchet one for y'all.
So you would have made it all making a band. You would have been Spitfire.
Probably.
Dylan.
More fire.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta promote this. Tomorrow the foundation. Then we gotta talk about Jay Black real quick. This is the casino situation, Asha. This is the gala tomorrow night. It is tomorrow. Today's Thursday, right? What's today? Wednesday or Thursday?
Today is Thursday the 10th. Big Brother tonight.
Big
Brother for all my Big Brother fans.
The John Bynum Frame the Future Foundation Casino Gala will go down tomorrow. It's in the Riverdale. I think I scrolled down. Let me see if I scroll down. I think I may have scrolled down on this. Let me see if I can get it real quick. And Asha, thank you, Asha, for reminding me to put that out there. Where'd you put it? So I can give you all the information. Damn, I ain't gonna be able to read that. I thought, can you make that bigger?
Let me be real quick. And I knew Paul and Kim was like,
oh, it's 33 Lafayette Street, Riverside, New Jersey. Go to Eventbrite if you want to purchase just tickets. The John Bynum Frame the Future Foundation Casino Gala, 33 Lafayette Street, Riverside, New Jersey. It starts at 8 o'clock.
Riverside, motherfucker.
Now, when you weren't here, Fearless, he called and said we gotta go there because we need to be in these spots. Happy Big Brother Day, man. Y'all
it's Big Brother premieres tonight. Me and Nikki watch Big Brother every season. For all y'all Big Brother fans, is tonight. First episode. We back.
Fearless, when you checked out the prices for the tickets, how much were the prices?
Like 130 something.
And we said, Jay Black's not going.
Oh yeah, you went 130.
No, they said we need to do it. We need to do a fundraiser like we do the Friday giving. We need to give somebody for Jay Black's ticket. No Roger, no rerun, no rent.
You promoted the fundraiser. We had her.
Oh, here you go. There you go.
What are we talking about? How you build relationships? There's no way she would want to charge us if we did go. That wouldn't even make sense.
That's why the producer needs to be there.
Like it needs to be like that. That wouldn't even all of that going hard and having her on and supporting her. And I'm sure she got future events and. Like, what are we talking about? That wouldn't even.
I said we do a live broadcast. I said we try to bring out mics and set up a little table, and really go hard and make a whole episode that we can go back and forth on Monday or Tuesday. All week we tapping in with the footage behind the scenes.
Online stays forever, and people can always support to the foundation. And she's trying to have for bigger calls. Yeah, you need is deeper conversations.
All right, so
next week can be casino week. Casino week on the show. Every day we do a little clip from our night at the casino.
So Felix, did you purchase your ticket yet?
I'm gonna grab mine today. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So this is the thing we'll do. How about I think I still have her email. I should still have her email. How about I email her to come on the show? Or should I email
we had
her?
On? Do we already had her on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last week.
Okay, yeah. Hey, you want to have her come back again?
Or should we email her and what should the email be?
At least a group rate, right?
It shouldn't be any rate when you y'all
Fearless want to be out in the streets. Excuse me, Dr. Smith.
No. I said it yesterday. If you pay that much to get in, you know the caliber of the people that are there. I remember the first time I went to an event. I think it was the event at Evolutions, full circle, Jay. Mike. When Jay-Z came to Evolutions, remember that night, Mike? Jay-Z came to Evolutions. I didn't know those kind of women lived in Philly. The women he brought out, paralegals and all this other. I was talking to girls like, "Where the hell are you from?" She's like, "I'm from West Philly." I'm like, "What? I work in the court building." He brought them out.
She got big dash.
You see the price is over $100. There's a certain type of woman that's not gonna be in there, and a certain type of woman that is, like the Donovan McNabb white parties. I remember. Y'all remember Donovan McNabb white parties. A lot of married women taking off their rings, but that's a whole nother story for a different day.
Yeah, that was
she got big dash.
There was no showing up to wedding rings. There was a lot of wedding bands not being worn.
But the level was the level. It was a lot of Pilates types, a lot of hair, nails, and toes done every week. It was a whole lot of, kept women in that joint. So if I'm going, and plus, if we're gonna make a network, if we're gonna do these, like Jay Black said, these relationships, I want to build relationships with people that own their own business. They might be in there. I want to build relationships with people who understand dedication to community and not just spending money to flex. They'll be in there. I need that.
I like supporting events. I get it. It's a
and
great cause.
we gotta take the show on the road. Like the difference between us and these streamers that sit in a basement is we can actually do it live. We're like musicians that can really sing. We need to show the difference between us and everybody else. We like to really build with people and engage with them. We're not sitting in our basement like DJ Academics, that's not our appeal.
But if it requires $130 a head, this might not be that event to start with. Like that's
well, we need to have that conversation. I'm with you, Jay. That's why
I'm just saying.
The producer needs to have a conversation and be like, "Yeah, this is what we're gonna do for y'all."
Yeah, it's better planning. We can't wait till the day before, then you try to tell somebody.
You wasn't here. You wasn't here, so we couldn't have this conversation. We had the conversation yesterday. We had last week. We had a conversation last week.
Yeah. Last week it was just for fun. It was just trying to hype it up for her and talk about it. But
you saying we lied? I didn't lie. Jay was lying.
I was lying. I knew I was never paying $130 to go. I knew that, but I wanted to support the event because this is a good cause for those who may want to attend.
Hold on. Let me sidetrack for one moment. Jay and Mike, have y'all been investing? Because we have not talked about that in the last 2-3 weeks. What's up?
I've been keeping up on mine. I've been doing mine.
Every Thursday. We're supposed to invest every Thursday. Let me check my stock right now.
Did you do it though, Jay?
I'm trying to check right now. I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Go ahead.
Trying to remember.
All right.
So he knows where every penny is. He knows if he did it or not.
Take up a collection for Jay. No, we're not taking it. Y'all not getting into my tithing money. No, y'all not.
But I will say this, Mike. Every time I've been in a room like that,
we up, y'all. Our stock is up.
I get my money back. Every time I'm in a room like that, I get my money back. When I meet a principal who invites me to speak at a Black History Month, if I just work the room like that.
Oh, he on.
Oh, he broke up.
So Kamari,
He's a moving target.
we always have one. We always have one financial question, and Jay Black and Fearless were talking about it. And this is no segue, y'all. No segue. Our 401ks. Fearless was literally saying, with everything being so crazy, he believes, and he's right. I hope he connects and comes back. He believes he's ready to take his 401k out, take the 30%, and invest on what he wants to invest in, because we don't know what's going to happen with the 401k with this madman being in office. Your opinion on that?
So the madman is in office. The market's going to be turbulent. We've seen that already, but we also saw the markets come back. And this same type thing has happened. 2008, Black Monday, the Great Depression. The market usually always comes back. And a lot of people will take money out. They'll get the crazy tax hit, and then they never get that money back again. So no, I would say stay pat, stay invested. If you are close to retirement, then that's a different conversation.
So leave your 401k alone.
Yep, leave the 401k alone. Listen, I got a story.
Go ahead. You got a story. Go ahead.
So there was a gentleman who been worried about the markets fluctuating. This is back in like 07, 08. He cashed out his 401k, about $500,000. He bought gold. Gold was at like $2,000, almost $2,500 a bar. He got hit with major taxes, and then the price of gold plopped. And so he lost a whole lot of his money. Had he stayed the course, he would be up right now, majorly, and ready to retire. Instead, he's working at Walmart as a greeter. And no disrespect to the Walmart greeters.
Well, you just disrespected him. You just did.
I didn't.
You did.
But he had a major executive job. Major executive job.
So I don't know what matrix Fearless is driving through, but he's trying. He's trying to get back up here. In his mind, he was like, I can make money off this money. Like, if you can't make money off of whatever amount of money he had coming in, he was basically like, I can do the same thing. But I don't want to speak for him because he's driving through the matrix right now. We may never see Fearless again. We might not see Fearless to the event.
That's a thing too, right? You can do that, but there are tax advantage ways to do it. Then make sure you don't pay Uncle Sam too much money.
Leave your 401k alone.
Candace says, "Thanks for consistent advice, Kamar." Yeah, I'm consistent. I say the same thing. That I'm the boring finance guy. That's why nobody follows me.
But you ain't got no big risk that you suggest people ever to take.
Nobody wants a big. No, wait. Nobody wants a big risk.
But scared money don't make money. You know the quote. Stop that.
Scared money don't make money.
Hold on, Mike. Where did that line come from, Jay?
Came from the hood. Came from us.
Mostly drug dealers, right? Mostly drug dealers, right?
I'm just saying, but no.
Where are they now? Listen, we gotta examine who the fuck we take advice from, y'all. Just being honest with y'all.
Young blood.
Nah, listen, and I got a lot of folks. I got people that are in the streets, and I love them, and I want nothing but the best for them. But you got to realize they're not in their death. And we're going to talk about Black history, money, and things.
No, but in all seriousness, though, Kamar, if I had just $500, I just wanted to take a chance with $500 to see if I could flip this. What would I flip? Like, what would I put that $500? I want it fast. I want it nice.
Flip it into what?
I don't know. I'm just saying I got $500. I'm coming to you.
What about sneakers? You can flip a lot of things. You want to flip some sneakers? You want to flip some cars? What are you going to do?
I want to flip $500, and I'm coming to you as my financial advisor right now.
Into what? First of all,
I want to flip it into 1,000. I want to double my money. I want 500. I got 500 right now. I want to double it, and I want to do it within a 30-day period.
And how much are you willing to sacrifice?
I'm sacrificing the 500 right now. I got
if you lost that whole $500, you will be fine with that.
I wouldn't be fine, but I would be okay with it because I know I'm taking that chance. So you know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to.
No, I know what you said. See, I listen to people. That's the problem. Even on this show, right? I be messing up the whole flow sometimes. Listen, my friends call me the fun police because even with the jokes, I'd be like, wait a minute, they said that? That don't make no sense, even though it's a joke. Mike probably hates me sometimes because jokes don't always make sense, but they're funny, right? But when we talking about money, it's always got to make sense. It's always got to align. And you can go back to history and see what's worked. And do like most people that want a quick flip, usually getting quick losses. I don't follow none of these people that are on these social media, famous people that do the fancy things, the glitzy, glamorous stuff. But guess what? You don't never hear nobody saying Kamari lost their money, ever. Actually, you have people say, I made the money. But
so you would suggest I put it into a separate account and just don't think about it and let, because I'm
but I am
like,
telling you to do that.
Pfeiffer just said he made $11 profit, so that's in the month, like $11 in a month. Like, come on, it's not fast enough for some people.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How do most millionaires get made?
I guess they got their 7 streams of income. They got money coming in from multiple places.
All right, so forgive me, Mike. Wrong.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Break it down. I just want to flip this money.
Most millionaires. So me and Jay, we went to the same place. By the way, I saw another camp member, friend of ours that we went to school with and a camp with.
Oh,
but
dope.
most of our people that we know became millionaires from their 401k. Why? Because they do the same thing over and over and over again. They invest money. They get a match from their employer. They don't pay taxes on the money. That's not sexy.
Wait, here we go. See, Ant talking my language now. Maybe I'm back on. Ant said he made $200 off NVDA this month alone. What the heck is he talking?
And guess where Ant's from? Ant's from my community. That we talk stock, we talk money all the time. So here's the thing. What I was trying to get you to say, Jay, is what are you willing to commit to? Now, I would say for you, you've been in radio for a long time, double down on that. Double down on this show. Double down on selling ads on this show. Invest $500 into that. You'll probably make that back way quicker than you would in anything else.
I want to make $20 in a month on NVDA. What is that?
All right, now here's the question. Now you got to ask Ann, since you locked in on that. Ask Ann how long it took him to learn how to make that $200 a month off of NVDA. And NVDA,
he don't want to sell that. He want to keep that. He gonna gatekeep. You know, black folk, we want to gatekeep. We don't want to tell nobody how to.
No.
You gotta pay me. The game is to be sold, not
ask
sold.
the question. Listen, man. Ant's one of my folks, man. That's why
Ant,
we go back and
tell
forth.
me where I put my 1,000 out. If I got 1,000 or 500, what I need 250. What I need, I want to get 200 a month. Ant, tell me what I put that extra 200.
So first of all, to do it, you just asked. Just give him a minute.
Let me see what he said.
First of all, to start making money in the markets the way you talking about it, you got to build up a capital base. You got to have some money, right? I can't even get you to put away $10 a week consistently.
No, because it ain't moving fast enough. It's like,
all right, look at what Ant just said.
Oh, let me see what Ant said. Let me make it bigger so I can read it. Come on, Mike, we got to read what he said.
I buy it whole, bro. It's about building a position. I bought NVDA's sub $100. He bought it for $100, and now he's got the 200.
Oh, I buy and I hope. So he got it. So you're watching this hour by hour, like this is one of them type. You got to really.
No, he's not looking to sell. He's buying it.
He's buying. Oh, and then hold on to it. He's not.
Yes.
Just it.
Yes.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. Ant is buying NVDA is NVIDIA, y'all. That's the ticker symbol. Do you know what NVIDIA does?
Nope.
What does it do?
So NVIDIA generates or they create chips. They do chips for a lot of the AI computers, a lot of the chips, the graphics chips for the graphic cards and computers. And so they've been running like crazy because of this AI bubble we're in right now. But you got to be willing to study. But first, you got to have discipline. All right, Jay, I'm going to give you a book to read. Will you read a book?
How do you invest in Ant to make it? Wait, I'm trying to figure out this. I think Ant might be, if Ant is legit, Kamari, you saying he's legit.
Ant's doing the same thing I've been telling you to do. It's just in a different version. I told you.
I put more money in. I put the 10. I did it like 3. I think I did it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, man, I made $2.83, and it's been like 2 months. It feel like
no. It's over and over and over again. It never stops. It never ends. Every time you get a piece of money, you put it into the bank. Every time you get a piece of money, you invest it into the market. It ain't got to be large things. Dollar cost averaging. See that?
Shit, I'm trying to put my money in for the week. Why can't I do it? What did I do wrong?
I don't know. So, and I'm gonna tell you what I got them doing. I got them buying $10 a week, $10, a mere $10 in VOO every week. Jay won't do it because he said it's not.
No,
fair.
I did it. I'm up $2.83, but I'm just like, come on, what am I doing?
Did you do it this week?
No, I'm about to do it right now.
Oh, see,
if I can see, honestly though, realistically, if I can see if I'm making $200 a month with an like I can.
Hey, you gotta have patience. Why do you think you're gonna make this guy? You want to make the same amount of money as a guy who's actually been doing this for a while. He made $200 a month off of this. You want to join 100? I
want to buy and hold.
You want to do a 100-yard dash in a marathon.
So look at what Ann said. I'm in tech. Each pay, go back to, I'm in tech. I throw $350 to $500 in my brokerage account. Each pay. So I'm going to assume Ann gets paid every other week. Okay. So that's $700 to $1,000 a month. I'm trying to get you to do $40 a month, $10 a week.
All right. I'm going to refocus. $10. I'm going to do my 10 right now. I'm going to do it. I'm sweating.
What stock you getting, Jay? What are you putting $10 into?
I don't know. I got to figure this out. I don't even know. I just be listening to what Kamar, because I trust Kamar. You know, we grew up together, and I trust him.
You can't lose saving money.
I see it, so I know my money's there. But it do go up and down sometimes. But I'm up right now.
So Doc, I was saying this all started because of you, Doc. I was saying don't cash out of your 401k. You can move it, but don't sell it out because you're going to get hit with taxes because you're still a young man.
When you say move it what, to the next job?
Well, I would move it probably to an IRA. And we could talk about this offline, but we could do some other things. You're a business owner. If you do need access to the cash, there's ways to do that and play with it to not have it get hit with taxes.
Oh, okay. No, I need to have that conversation. Then we need to.
Yeah. Because I see people all the time dump out their 401ks. The money never comes back. Listen, retirement's going to be a real thing, y'all. We still kind of young now, but I'm feeling it now. When I woke up, my knees and my hips was aching. So,
Kamari, I'm now on my 5th straight week.
All right.
Okay. So this is so when I bought it $10, it won't show up in there till tomorrow, right?
No, it should show up now. At 9:30, it'll kick off. It'll execute. Okay. The market opens at 9:30, and it's open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
All right, so at 9:30, because I bought it, it came out of my account. So instead of having the 40-something, I should have 50-something at 9:30.
Yes. Okay. Now, Jay, read what Ann says, please.
The stock market is always undefeated, bro. 100-year track record. You only lose money when you sell.
All right, so I'm just going to keep buying.
Right. So what Ann's talking about is the stock market typically returns anywhere from 10 to 12% a year. You have some bad years like 08 and 1929 and a few others, but on average, over the last 100 years, the stock market has returned 10 to 12%. And when you add that up over time, it's crazy.
All right, I'm going to put $100. I'm going to make up for them $10 I missed. I'm going to just put $100 right now.
Oh, so you did miss. So you haven't been found. Listen.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm going to just make up for it. I'm going to put $100 right now to make up for the previous weeks that I missed and a little extra. I'm going to do that. Because Kamar, you invested. He gave me $10 to start me off. So there's no excuse.
I'm invested in your future.
Yeah, you invested in me, so that's the most I can do is invest in myself. I'm gonna put another $100. I just want to see it grow. I just want to keep it. It's just so slow, but I'm gonna stay the course. Just buy and don't sell. Just buy and hold, and I want to figure out the NDVA.
I mean, but your 401k was slow. Look how many years you've been putting in your 401k.
But I don't even look at that. I've been looking at it.
He told us not to look at it. He said, "Don't look at it. Just put it away."
Yeah, I don't even look at the 401k. I don't. I just don't even log in and let's see what it do years later.
If we would have done every week the way he told us, we'd have been we'd already been a few $100 deep.
All right.
I'm sticking with Rad. I make a lot of money off of that. I'm not feeling Ant's keyboard. I'm not feeling Ant's keyboard. I don't know what is he talking about. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna send the email and see what we're gonna do about this event tomorrow. Jay's not going. I already know Jay's not going to listen. If it's free, chances are Jay wasn't going.
If it was free,
no, you wasn't going. If it was free,
if it was free, I would support because I think there is an opportunity there. Like you say, there's a dope room to be in. That's a different kind of people.
Listen, Aaron, Dr. Smith. In order for this show to pop, Kamari, I'm talking to you too. In order for this show to pop, we're going to do the legwork. Jay Black's not going to do the legwork with us.
Not with
Jay
this
Black,
one.
he's not going to do the legwork. So with the cameras, the 4K, the 4K, we got to do it. We just got to do it. He'll organize. He don't even produce the show, though. I know this is for education and entertainment.
Damn, it isn't turning to Jay under the bus, Nate. Damn.
I'm worried about my investment right now. I'm making sure I'm following what Kamari's.
What are you talking about? What do you think? You Wolf on Wall Street? You just put $10.
No, I'm putting 100. I'm putting 100 to make up.
And into what? What'd you put 100 into?
It's the Vanguard. The Vanguard.
Oh, okay.
And like Ms. Edie just said, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I am not your investment advisor. Before you make any trades, talk to your investment advisor, tax advisor, legal advisor.
All right, y'all. We will be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be Dr. Aaron Smith will be going off and stating his opinion. There will also be a lot of ratchetness in here to make up for all the political talk that we had. So tomorrow there will be a lot of mindless distractions tomorrow. So get ready for it. The ticker is NVDA, the leader in AI space.
Oh, AI is where that's the future. I'm with you. Okay, Ed Dog.
It's the leader in AI chips. But
AI is where we at.
And you got to be careful saying guarantees. We are on public air right now.
Yeah, you don't say guarantee. He ain't say guarantee.
Damn near.
Damn near.
Damn near a guarantee. Damn near a guarantee. That was Ant underscore dog who said damn near. Ant underscore dog. All right, it's been fun. We'll be back at it tomorrow. So we did get some financial advice. We got to Kamari's financial advice. We did. And hey, Jay needs to flip it. For some reason, Jay will not use different terminology and is offending Kamari. I know it is because he's treating Kamari like a drug dealer. He's treating him like a drug dealer, like we're pushing weight out the trunk. What do we do?
Listen, man, I listen to the clips. I'm waiting for the Clips album to come out. Pusha T is one of my favorite artists. I listen to drug stuff all the time. I'm cool with Jay.
I got mine, man. I got mine. I'm in.
What did I miss?
I'm in.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
What did I miss? I hope you get to where you have to go, because damn, seatbelt. Would y'all leave the Nick? What do y'all want? You think that's what he gonna do? That's like if I was drinking right now and I had a little shot of vodka, and y'all not gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep doing the show. Like y'all can.
Nah, but we love you, Mike. We don't want you going back.
He can put it in his forehead. Like, I got it around my waist. Dang, it do be hitting, choking you up on your chest sometimes.
It do. Oh, I'm glad they care.
Don't disregard the love. Don't disregard the love, y'all.
Yo, truth be told, I don't even notice my seatbelt on unless I got a shirt that is gonna wrinkle and I'm going to a show. So now I'm the type that puts my shirt. I hang it up in the back now, and I'm just straight wife beater all the way there. I'm like, I don't care, whatever. So I'll do that, but be safe because he's gonna take it off once we click off. He's gonna take it off.
You gotta be comfortable.
He's gonna take it. The reason why his seatbelt, he does that with his seatbelt. It started with the white man back in 1822. When the sharecroppers,
the belt. When they had a whip, they used a belt. They used a belt instead of a whip.
And it lasts across the chest. And then
I'm against the belt.
Hey, Mike, let me say this real quick. I would love to have y'all come down. We are doing a camp for the youth at 6-Man Center in Philadelphia, 4250 Wassakin Avenue. We had about 60 youth in the building between online and in person. So that is something you could do as well. And we can broadcast there and we can talk about stuff there. We are there every Saturday up until August 2nd. Every Saturday.
A financial thing? A financial camp or just a general camp?
A financial camp.
Teaching the kids.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And you guys,
Jay, you're not talking at all because you're not gonna tell these kids how to flip shit. That's not what you want to do. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna tell them that college ain't for everybody though. I tell them that.
Yeah, that's cool. But tell them how you did it. Tell them how you did it, right? How you got in the radio, right? I mean, there's a story. Listen, our stories. There's gold in our stories, y'all. No matter college, not college, whatever it is.
All right, I gotta go. But Jay, you don't even know if college wasn't for you.
It wasn't.
You don't even know. You don't know.
I do know. I felt it. You know what you feel.
How did you feel anything at 17? You don't know. You didn't know radio was for you either. You didn't know managing at Pizza Hut was for you either. So you don't know.
No, I knew management. Once I got into Pizza Hut and management, I knew that management and managing people.
Exactly.
That was a gift. I can talk.
That was the key word.
People. I can lead people. I can get results out of people.
And the key word was what? Once you got in. So if you never stepped on a college campus, how do you know if it wasn't for you? Your thing should be like you can make it without going to college, but you can't say college wasn't for you.
I was working
you
while in high school, and that's what made me know college ain't for me. I'm going down this management path. I'm already that's what I knew. But
I would love for us to have a real dialogue with that, especially with Dr. Aaron here.
You know why
having the blacks in academia.
And I gotta go, but you know why it frustrates me? Because Jay would have been excellent in college. Because the same managerial skills that he has, he would have used the same thing to be able to balance out his academics and balance out his schedule. And he would have, not only that, he would have had a degree in management.
Yeah,
so
business.
And that's what I'm saying. I hate when people say it's not for them. When I see, and I might be wrong, I believe he would have excelled in college. And I do agree with him. College ain't for everybody. He's right about that. But he says it like it wasn't for him. But if he would have stepped on a college campus and put the skill set that he has in a college classroom, I believe he would have excelled. That's all I'm saying. But college ain't for everybody.
But it's never too late, like Mercedes said. I agree.
We're back tomorrow.
We're back tomorrow. He would have flipped textbooks. He would have sold them and flipped them. All right, y'all.
That is a thing.
Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be
all
that.
your used books. You don't need them anymore. Let me get
tomorrow, 7 o'clock. I gotta get to work. We gone.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes